What's going on? Okay, alright. Wait, my sub goals are still here. Jesus Christ. Okay, hi Takchimana. I just discovered your channel and your content very recently. I'm already a huge fan. Absolutely adore. Thank you so much, Marcus the Geek Fox. Trump and I can't stand to see you take a break. Yeah. Yeah, they can't stand me taking a break. Dude, I've been waking up. I've been sleeping early and waking up early. I was already awake at 7 a.m. But I was catching up on like the news. And apparently Iran retaliated, right? So, goddamn. Holy shit. Also, Platinum, thank you for resubscribing for 5 months. Oh, let's go. And Same Body One, thank you for resubscribing. For real. Hello, I'm totally not late. Y'all just early. Yeah, that's true. Also, Crimson Aura, thank you so much for resubscribing. Let's go. Mana is back. Life is starting to feel normal. Don't worry though, it will stop feeling normal very soon. Yeah, I mean, nothing is normal right now. Like I think we're at the cusp of a World War III. What the hell is going on, imps? Yeah, this world is definitely not normal. Also, hello, first time chatter, Kirsch Blut. And that pony bro, hey comrade Mana, first time view of peak Twitch content. Hello. Or the first time chatters here. Shura, hello. And Iro79? Also, Yanius. Please call me Mana. Thank you. Nothing like watching the world burn around us, but at least Mana is here to comment on it. My god, dude. Like, I wish I didn't have to comment on that. I wish I could just, like, play games and not... And like, pretend that nothing is happening on this planet, but I can't do that. You know, you guys know I can't do that. Was at the P-Town during Pride Day. I saw an old copy of Capital Volume 3 at a used bookstore. Did you get it? Did you get it, Dirt? Also, Angry Shark, thank you so much for resubscribing. And Watt VT for resubscribing as well. Guys, a lot of y'all are resubscribing. Thank you. Hey man, I read some theory. I get it now. Like, holy shit, Marx is my man and Lenin is odd, but I get where he... Yeah, that's good. Keep reading theory. Lenin has his own flair, but like... The more that you read Lenin, the more that it reinforces what Marx is saying, you know? He is adding to what Marx has already said. Unique to his like historical time and material condition. So it's a good it's a good thing to study Lenin as well, you know. Hello, just recently found out about your channel. I've been listening to your songs over and over again. Hello, thank you. Always gotta have propagandists doing propaganda. And yeah, we have to do propaganda too. Like, everything is propaganda. If they can do propaganda, we should be able to do that too, you know? What the fuck is going on with my... Okay. I gotta disconnect for a bit over there. All right. Some theory is better than no theory. Yeah, that's true. Also, hello, Yuna. How you been doing? I can't stop listening to the song Inca Impulse. Yeah, it's a fun song. That's why I did a cover of it. I did not, but I bought an anthology of lesbian literature and a few century-old books about Rome. Oh, okay, that's cool. I thought you bought it because you mentioned about it. What? You just wanted to say that you found a book and then did not buy it. Lennon put it to practice so his adjustments are justified. Yeah, that's true. If you read Lenin, might as well read Stalin and Mao. I turned into neo Bolshevik this year, and now I'm here. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what a neo Bolshevik is. Are you like? Does that mean you're a Marxist too? I've never met anyone who labeled themselves neo Bolshevik. At least not from my own organizing circle. Is that like something people do in Russia or something? I don't know. Any Robespierre's in I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. No. Inca Impulse is on Spotify for real now. I mean, yeah, it is. It has been on Spotify for like the last 4 years. I couldn't just justify Volume 3 when I only have Volume 1 and not 2. Okay, I mean, well, it's a scavenge hunt, so. Find the 1 and 2. I'm here partly representing the NCOM community, certainly better than an NCAP. Okay. I mean, why would you even compare? Why would you even compare yourself to an ANCAP? Like, what the hell? Don't sell your don't sell yourself short. Although I'm not really an anarchist, but if you're an ANCOM, I think we have more things in common than an ANCAP. So let's just focus on our commonalities rather than the difference. Cause I don't want to deal with like sectarianism on my stream because it's just annoying as fuck. Like, okay, so you're this and that. You have this specific tendency to be this and that. But the most important thing I ask about people is, do you care? Do you care about this planet? Do you care? Like, what do you do for your community? What do you know? So, like, you could have all the labels in the world, but if your praxis is lacking, then yeah, I'm not sure if you're actually into this. So yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I like looking at people's hearts rather than the labels that they put on themselves. Except of course if they labels themselves as like an outright, fascist or Nazi, then yeah, I don't need to look into your heart, bitch. Keep your heart to yourself. I'm not interested. And also, Nemuruchi, thank you so much for resubscribing. Yeah, it's been LGBT hours, and while I celebrate because I am a member of the LGBT community, but the other LGBT though, let's go bomb. You finish that sentence for me because like I don't want to risk being because Twitch is being weird these days. So new covers when I feel like it. But for real though, I will release one end of this month because I need to give time to my sound engineer. Also because of the current situation right now. A lot of people are not in good mental health, especially if their families are like their families belong in a community where they're being targeted by ICE. So no, I'm not gonna elaborate on it, but yeah, it will drop when it's ready. Also, I have like 40 songs. Like, listen to that. I have a lot of things on my Spotify. So please wait. I no Fixating on terms is why I left. Got divided. It depends on like it really depends too because like sometimes you also need to have a backbone and actually, you know, um take a stand on something or make a label on something. But hyper focusing on like the specific tendencies and like insisting that you're right all the time over some other labels is not also a good thing. Like, everything in context. If you were my top artist for the second year, you were my top artist for the second year in a row. Yo, let's go, Destrian. Thank you. Yeah, cuz I get a lot of suggestions of covers. Like I can only cover for like I only want to cover songs I actually like. I don't even know that artist. So, I'm not a karaoke I'm not a karaoke machine that can just accept everything. If you like a song, maybe learn how to do it so you can do it yourself. Like always, like I'm always at the with this principle of DIY. So, you know, now's a good chance to learn the song that you like that you can actually so you can try and actually do it, with your own take. Why not? We need more cover artists who do metal and stuff. So, do it yourself. Do it yourself, homie. Speaking of looking into someone's heart, like, why the fuck is this scrolling so much? I recently stopped talking to a Ukrainian friend of mine of 3 years because she surprised me with some truly horrendous takes on Palestinians. It was such a bummer. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, is it relevant that they're Ukrainian? So I don't know. Like, there was a lot of base Ukrainian people. So, but I'm sorry that happened to your friendship. But sometimes we have to let go of people that are holding us back. So I guess good riddance. I don't know. I don't know what to say. If they have really horrible takes on Palestinians, then I don't. These are the type of people I do not want to be around. I mean, most people keep their hearts to themselves. It's how their bodies keep working. Yeah. Didn't know Ukraine also sent weapons or something to Israel a few years ago. I mean, they are fucking Zelensky is a Zionist. So what do you expect? He's a Zionist scum. It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. Zelensky hasn't been shy about his. Yeah, exactly. I have a feeling like Snake in MSG4. MGS4. Yo, my boy MSG. Making everything so damn tasty, you know? Howdy, y'all. Happy Pride Month. Hello, Gory Greg. Or become a vocab if you can't see. Yeah. Always strive to be the best comrade you can be in the day. Yeah. There are no good capitalist nation states. Television was hit. Yeah, that's true. Comes being with a Western puppet. Yeah. Love me some MSG4. Yeah. MSG is so good they made MSG4. That's true. Wouldn't it be fun if it's like different levels of intensity of the umami? What happened to MSG3 exactly? Oh wait, I had a hype thing apparently. I just looked at my chat. At least we got Zoran popping off. That's some good news. Wait, who is that guy again? They ate it, yeah. Freeze rent guy. Wait, in America? There was a hype train when everyone was. Oh, okay. I already forgot like how to do like freaking. Also, excellent. Thank you so much. X, thank you so much for resubscribing. Best go. Yeah, I know, right? Damn, MSG is so good. They made. Yeah. Socialist dude running for New York mayor. Are we like? Is he really a socialist or just a suck them? Cause like, are we falling into another AOC and Bernie Sanders? Like, no, I don't. I don't. It's tiring. Let's just not. If they're not actually a socialist, like actual socialist who studied Marx and doing like, let's like. Oh no. Okay. Least shit option. Okay, so let's just not talk about it because there's that's like the scraping at the bottom of the barrel. Like, and also like we can talk about other things instead. Champagne socialists, yeah. Well, yeah, Hassan is definitely like not super, you know. He tries to like mediate between the left, the actual left and And the libs. I guess I mean some he could like get to the side of reason, but yeah, I don't really like the fact that he keeps on platforming those weirdos. Like he just interviewed like Bernie Sanders and AOC. Like, okay, dude, like there's what's the point? But I guess I get it. He lives in America, and it's really hard to like even get people to support like the milk toast policies that Bernie Sanders or AOC have. So. No, no actual socialist runs for any office in the U.S. Let's be real. That's true. Okay, all American politicians are reactionary in the end. That is, I mean, yeah, because you live in a settler colony. Hi from Mexico. I love VTubers and love them political discussion, and then I met you. Oh, let's go. Thank you. Stolen thought. USA is so far to the right. Even those who are considered most left wing are also political right. No, well, no, that's like a horseshoe theory, right? I don't think that's how it works. Let's not even entertain the idea of a horseshoe theory because that's some conspiracy theorist bullshit. The left and the lifestyle left. Could not believe that YouTube recommendations would actually work in the big year 2025. Thanks for all your hard work. Thank you, Red Polaris. Hassan is at the top of the funnel. Yeah. The electoral politics game is different from the militant game, to be honest. Yeah. I guess you could have like for a while like the actual militant side is still gaining traction. You could like bring people into the moderate side of things until like they're ready to get radicalized. I think like, but I mean, ready. They have a better understanding of what needs to be done. Because also am not the fan of like just doing direct action with no actual understanding of why they're doing it. You have to be poor to be socialist argument in this chat is crazy. Yeah. No, you don't. What the fuck? I mean, like Hassan is like he has his own role. He's not a political leader. He's a public figure that does commentaries. So let's don't anchor your praxis on Hassan. Are you a fucking idiot? Like do your own due diligence and actually read theory and organize in your community. Don't look to him as like yeah, sure he does a lot of good things. He himself had some form of practice, right? He supports protests, he donates, I don't know, but like he does what he can as a public figure. But if you anchor your praxis around what Hassan like says or what he does and doesn't do, nah. Go read some fucking theory and actually be useful in your own community in your own way, you know? Like we can't rely on public figures. Like don't rely on me either. I am an entertainer on the internet. Like I am a fucking anime bitch on the internet that does music but also does like political commentaries once in a while. But you know, don't look to me as someone that you would anchor yourself around with your praxis. Read theory and engage with your own community. Yes, I say this if you claim that if you want changes, start with your own community. Organize with people. Like, it doesn't even have to be, you don't even have to be in an org. Just like do something to help the people around you. You know, that would be but it would be good if you're actually organized to make some changes. But if it's not possible, you know, try to do your best to like make everyone's lives around you like easier, or like not be a burden to your community. Well, I just left this from the bottom of my heart. I am a fucking leftist. What the fuck do you mean, dude? Why the fuck are you in my chat? If you if you hate leftists, why the fuck are you here? Weirdo. Like how are you in my chat and complain about leftists? Fucking weirdo. Do you not fucking know who I am? What the fuck? Like, do you not know whose chat you're at? Like, what the hell? Is that person just bored? Like, some people just go on chats that they're not even familiar who's like doing the stream with. Do you lack like any human contact? Like, is that the only? Because probably that's one of the only few ways that you can get human contact, huh? Weirdo, what the fuck? Man, stop being a weirdo like that. Champagne socialist, kind of a stupid term though. Remember, one of the guys who wrote the book on communism was literally a wealthy landowner. I guess it's just like one of those online terms. And also, it's a funny. I don't know. I find it really funny. Champagne socialist. We can talk about, oh boy, everything that happened this week, starting with Elon Musk being a lifetime bitch, feuding with Trump, then getting immediately slapped. That is true. It's about whether they're truly a class traitor or like Engels or not. Yeah, that is also, yeah, because a lot of the communist leaders are they have like at the very least, you know, from elite backgrounds. Like Che was a doctor, right? Fidel was a lawyer. It's true for the, yeah. What program do you use for your VTuber? VTube Studio, like a lot of people. It depends on your no, it's both. It's I use V Bridger to track my face. See, as you can see, I'm very more expressive now because I use a Bridger, and because of the way my model was rigged, I have a V Bridger rigging for my face, and so I connect it to my VTube Studio, and that's how it's making me more expressive, you know. And thanks to my new rigger, actually, because this one is a package deal. Like I bought rigging for my new model, but then they said that I could add more costumes, so I added my OG as my other costume. So I'm like, you know what, might as well. But the new costume will not be out until like later. Does income ever matter when you don't own the means of production? Like money doesn't invalidate you from the struggle. No, that is true. Yeah. I think it's an okay game plan to support Suckdems on the electoral front while being a radical militant, and it not being ideologically compromising unless you believe accelerationism is a good option. It depends on your material conditions, so it depends on like your political layout in your own country. So if it works for you and if it works for everybody, and it's also and it's not stalling you from actually doing militant work, then you know, then it's I would say that yeah, it's not detrimental. But if you just stay like lukewarm, then that's not good either. Your monitoring is your so underrated cover. I mean, it's only been out for a couple of months, so I don't know. Like I don't know how people say underrated. Like I'm not famous, so you know, like I don't know. Like how do you quantify underrated? You know, it's been only out for 2 months, so like let it wait, like let it sit, let it cook. I don't know. I'm an indie artist after all, so like over time, more people would be able to watch it eventually. So I don't know, like it's okay to be underrated, you know? Like what? So what? Like I'm having fun with the music that I'm doing, so the fact that not everything I do should blow up, you know? Like I don't expect that. You shouldn't expect that. So just if I release a song and you like it, just enjoy it, you know? You don't have to quantify it whether it's overrated, underrated. It doesn't matter. Enjoy it. If you like it, enjoy it, you know? So, it doesn't matter. And you don't have to think about that because I don't think about it either. Let's not think these things don't matter to me. What matters is I was having fun. And if you're having fun too, then yeah, that's cool, you know? Though like I say this, but it's not a dilemma I have to deal with in France. We have a problem like Mélenchon here. What is Mélenchon? Mélenchon. I don't know. Was I saying it correctly? A true socialist at the belly of the beast should focus on sabotaging the system, not engaging with it. No. It depends on like because it's really hard for if you're in the minority. Like if you are a part of the minority, you can get murdered so easily. So it's not good to like put a target on your back either. But like with anything, like you know, like when it comes to revolution, there's really strength in numbers. So build up your base to the point that you can build dual power, you know? It's just annoying because people have this idea about how being socialist you have to be living in poverty or you're a hypocrite, and it's just such a dumb reactionary way to view things. I'm not even particularly a fan of Hassan or anything, but like a guy can have a nice house and still believe the things he claims to believe those. Yeah, I mean I believe that too. I live in I live a comfortable life. You know, like I'm not rich, but I'm comfortable, right? But you know, I can't. I don't. I still think that most people should have at least, at the very least, the life that I have. You know, like the comfortable life. Like I don't have to struggle with bills. I don't have to struggle with food. I think everybody should have that. So that's why I'm a socialist, because I think everybody should live comfortably. You know. With Hassan, like I'm not against Hassan. I think what he does for the kind of platform that he has is really good. You know, we have enough Asmongold in the world. Jesus fucking Christ! Like I think Hassan is one of the only few ones we have like that could counterbalance the fucking cancer that is Asmongold, at the very least on Twitch, right? Among the most famous, like I don't know, among the most famous streamers, right? There's at least an opposition. The US representative system doesn't matter. Trump just threatened to martial law California anyways. Can he actually do that by law? Not horseshoe, but in relativity. Just like liberals are currently pretty much as right as they can be by a couple of hundreds of years ago. Ah, okay, so that's what you meant. Like, yeah, the libs are, they're like Republican light. You know, there are no like actual leftists in in the American politics right now. It's either you have like the outright fash or you have Republican light. Being a socialist isn't a vow of poverty. Being a Christian, however, that is true. They should sell their possessions. Why aren't any of these Christian motherfuckers, especially the Christian VTubers that are so fucking racist? Like, how the fuck are you saying that you follow Christ and you talk like motherfucking Adolf over here, you know? Like, you could take the same lines from Mein Kampf, like from these weirdos. From these weirdos tweets, like you'd swear it's from Mein Kampf. Like, what the fuck? Oh man, have you heard of the program have you heard of the D program? Oh, yeah, I mean, like, do you see my recommended channels? It's Ugopnik. I raid the Ugopnik Twitch Ugopnik's streams once in a while. When I was like streaming at night, but I don't want to stream at night anymore because I want to go to bed early. Cause it really fucked up my cortisol levels and I have like a hormonal imbalance. So I'm dealing with I'm trying to deal with my cortisol right now by sleeping early, so I don't want to stream at night anymore. At least for the time being, that I'm still trying to manage my cortisol levels. So it was really bad, Imps. Like I was on the verge of like getting a lot of visceral fat. So I'm like, no, fuck this shit. I was like, you know. So I started like working out a lot and now I'm taking 12 steps a day. 12 steps. 12K steps a day. So the first month in May, I started doing 10K. And then I now for June, I was starting to do like 12K. So. But yeah, anyway, yeah, the T program, Hakim, JT, Ugopnik, Actually, Hakim is one of the few YouTubers that I followed when I was still like a baby leftist, you know. So that's why, I'm not a fucking liberal. Because all of his I listed all of his recommendations, like the books and shit that he used to recommend, in his earlier videos. I read most of them. I'm still learning, so it's a never ending process. Like if you're a leftist, you're always gonna have to learn. You're always gonna have to be open to learning. So it never ends, I guess. Isolated action often provides no real progress. Our power is in organizing. That is true. That's why I said there is strength in numbers when it comes to organizing. Greetings to everyone in the chat. Hi, I'm from Chile. Hello, Iro. How is Chile doing? It's the home. It's the home of um in the memory of Salvador Allende. We will never forgive the CIA for that. I think it's really difficult for left-wing politicians to get the power because of smear campaigns paid for by from Israel and the social democrats that are not really in it in that way. Yeah. Imagine if she had the same amount of power. Hopefully he will have soon. I right now I'm banking on China. I'm betting on China to at the very least have enough power to counterbalance the United States because it's been too long. It's only been 30 years that the Soviet Union, collapsed. And look at what the world is doing now. Socialist moderation is stuff like not using a private jet or owning a yacht. Yeah. Western leftists don't want power, they just want to critique it. I don't know if that's true. I'm not sure like which Western ones you're talking about. Are you talking about specifically Americans? It's difficult because the average citizen is taught to hate red on sight. I mean, that's what the Cold War was for, That's what McCarthyism did. That was the intended effect. That's what they wanted to happen. The 12-step program. Yeah. Taking care of your health is revolution. Yeah, if you don't even have the stamina to run away from the fascists, like how are you gonna be on the streets? This is why I am building up my stamina so I can join the protests again in for Palestine. Although in Japan, to be fair, it's quite relatively safe to be joining protests because there's not a lot of not a lot of police brutality that like a lot of the pro Palestine supporters in the West are experiencing. So, but still, if you gotta run, you gotta be able to run. It's way more complicated, and the U.S. needs a nuanced approach with Marxism because we are talking about a deeply racist state containing the labor aristocracy and being under 80 years of constant Red Scare propaganda. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like the U.S. might as well be like there's a lot of different small nations in the United States. I mean, well, it's a United States, right? So there's a lot of work that needs to be done in the United States. But first of all, just get people to care. Like at this level, because we've reached a level of apathy that is like unprecedented. Like um I can't believe what I'm reading like on tweets that are like supposedly um like just innocent tweets about helping your community or whatever, but there's just a lot of people that are just so terminally online, like you can just tell that they don't really talk to people. They don't talk to people in their immediate community and stuff like that, so you know that they haven't even ventured outside. So let's get people to care first, like right now we need a lot of people to care first. Because a lot of people do not give a fuck. So we need to get them to care first, and then we can start there, I think Hakim was the first channel I started watching when I gained political consciousness. That is a good thing. Good. Good. You didn't have to go through a lot of like liberal stages. 12-step mono program, scream, sleep, be amazing, exercise, eat well. I try, it really took me 5 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks to get to a habit. Like habit forming is so insanely fucking difficult. Oh my god. Like that's why I had to like not stream for a while, because I need to lock the fuck in, imps. I need to lock the fuck in. Because if I don't do something about my cortisol levels, I will probably get like a lot of fucking a string of health issues that might become irreversible if I don't, get to it quickly. So before it happens, like I already know, like I was already like, oh shit, I need to do something for myself. Like I'm the only one who could help myself, What a time to go live. Was about to go to sleep. Okay. Hello there, the fresh. To the USO, you were robbed by an illegal dissolution. That is true. Who busted out the stupid ContraPoints quote? Yeah. I would have to disagree. Like, there's a lot of leftists that critique is also important. What do you mean, though? And also, it's not like if the Democrats are in power, that does not mean that leftists would have power. Like, what the fuck? Democrats are not leftists. Listen here, liberal. Plane crash. Yeah. Chile is suffering. I heard they were trying to jail a politician who subsidized medicine during COVID. Oh, what the fuck? Now they're attacking Iran. Yeah. You don't get beaten to death by the cops. No, no, no. The police just make sure you don't run into traffic. So. Like, I mean, a lot of the police are, especially immigration police, are racist, but they're not as hot-headed as, like, the police in, America. At the very least, I would say, though, the police, although, ACAB forever, but comparatively, at least they know how to de-escalate. They don't just shoot you because you look different, Like us, like the US is not even a real nation. It's a bunch of shit ass motherfuckers that pretend to act like one. What the hell? Bro, the whole anti-protest shit going on there is crazy. The motherfuckers who go, oh my god, the protests are violent, they block the freeway. Yeah. Conservatives in Mexico are perpetuating the lie that Mexico's president ordered the protests. Whoa, for real? They will surely hate him with so much propaganda that lies to them. IRL, I only get to talk to politics with Uber drivers. I barely leave home. Okay. Do you know your neighbors? Like, do you know, like, at the very least, like, do you have a community that you can, discuss with? If only she had power like that for real, yeah. Did you do follow up on blood tests to check hormone levels? Maybe, I remember they said your blood panel was good last time. Well, I did have my blood, I will have my blood tested at the end of the month. So, but I was also getting, I'm also I also had like inflammation because I have an impacted wisdom tooth. Oh my god. Ah! So I have to get a surgery to get my wisdom tooth removed because it's impacted. So I have to schedule the surgery. I'm trying to like get as fit as I can as much as possible before I get the surgery so that I don't fall off the wagon, Because it's really hard to like maintain fitness while you're still trying to lose weight and then get a surgery. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to like end my cut in August and then get the surgery. Cuz I have like a 3 months plan. I heard American cops are busting up their own cars to then claim that the protesters are being violent. I also actually want to get a DEXA scan. Cuz I have, but it could also be diet, heavy exercise, inflammation, cortisol. Yeah, I know. No, I'm on a reasonable caloric deficit though. It's not, and also it's not super heavy. Like comparatively compared to what I've been doing before. I only exercise for 1 hour. I used to do like 1 hour and a half to 2 hours of heavy weightlifting. But now I'm more focusing on like getting doing my workout, still doing weight training, and then walking. I walk a lot now. But luckily, the inflammation, like I think it was the first time my wisdom tooth was moving, I guess. So it kind of got like swollen for like a week, and then it went. The swelling is not there anymore, but definitely my dentist said you gotta get this removed as soon as possible. So hopefully this year. But I asked, like, is it possible to like not get it removed immediately, like, or maybe around August? And they were like, yeah, it should be okay because it's still its first time moving anyway. But if you get more like movements, then yeah, I have no choice but to get it removed as quickly as possible. But if as much as I can help it, okay, Imps, as much as I can help it, I would like for the surgery to be at the end of August. But for now, Platinum, I've already made the lifestyle changes that I needed to. Like I already have the habit that I needed to have, and I needed to live to be able to manage my cortisol. That's why I took some time off. And now I'm a little bit more okay because like I can sleep early and I wake up early. I take my 12K steps a day. I work out like 4 to 5 times a week, but only for an hour. I don't overdo it. I still lift like relatively heavy, but not like going crazy, you know? So I think what fixed it for me, like really like what is helping me reduce weight is like sleeping and walking. Lifting, it really helped, and also like I think number one is the sleep. Second is the diet. I cleaned up my diet, you know. I'm eating more protein and healthy fats and like healthy carbs. And also exercise, you know. I have more like I increased my steps. I'm consistent with my weight training, but not overdoing it to the point that my joints will hurt, you know. So no, not that. Yeah, protein really is like fucking Ozempic. Like the moment I bumped up my protein, I'm eating 120 grams of protein a day. And I only do fasting according to my cycle. So if it's in the follicular phase, I can get away with fasting, but the second half, you know, the luteal phase, I don't. I just eat normally. I'm still in a caloric deficit though, but it's only like 200 calorie deficit. Like it's not a lot. Yeah. I do intermittent fasting. But not for the entire month, you know? Like it's like I just do it it depending on my cycle. Cuz you know, as someone with ovaries, you have to time your, you know, you have to be sensitive to the hormonal changes. So I have to adapt my lifestyle to the type of hormones that my body is releasing for the week. You know, we don't have like a fucking every week is different. It's insane, imps. Like I have to work with my hormones. So I have different strategy with estrogen. I have different strategy with progesterone. So, you know, progesterone wants me to be lazy, okay? Like it wants me to just like fucking skip workouts. So I was fighting for my life for the past 2 weeks. It's so hard, but because I have the habit forming, because I already formed the habit, I just went straight to it and just like not listen to my lazy demon in my brain, like at the back of my head, like, you know, the progesterone whispering in my brain, you know, you can just skip today, just skip working out, you know, it's not so bad, you know, you can grab that snack over there, you know. Like, I also, like, removed, like I said, I cleaned up my diet. I avoid buying, like, things that would tempt me into, like, falling off the wagon. So, like I said, environment is so important, too. So, if you want to, like, have a lifestyle change, like, clean up your environment. Like, don't, you know, allow yourself to be put in a position where, you know, like, oh no, the chips are in my hand because I ordered it, or because I got it from the store and now I have no choice but to eat the chips because it's in my hands now, you know, like, oh well. Yeah, so in the first place, don't buy the bag of chips if you want to like make some changes for yourself, you know. But if you don't, then like eat the fucking chips. It's your life. But I'm just saying that if you want to make some changes like in your habits, you gotta lock the fuck in. That's why I couldn't do the streams while I was still like fighting my inner demons, imps. It takes at least a month to form a habit. So now that I'm mentally okay, I'm happy with my current lifestyle, then now I'm back to streaming. But I completely reversed the time because I can't be streaming at night anymore, imps. A couple of them got ganged up by 20 people and they started crying more for more safety at work. At works despite having literal immunity since the gigafascist laws are back. Holy fuck. 4 to 5 times I've been told it's good to have a rest day in between. I'm not. It depends on your fitness level because I've been lifting for like a couple of years now, so I'm not necessarily like a newbie. So I already have like strength gains and like muscle gains. So I'm already adapted enough to like be able to do like workouts, 4 to 5 times a week. And to be fair, women recover a lot better. We recover faster with like high frequency. Men need to rest more because you guys lift like a lot of men would tend to lift heavier, and that's taxing to your nervous system. So you gotta have a lot of rest days in between. It really depends on the program that you're running. So I'm running a hypertrophy program, which means that I do like high reps and also moderate weight, high frequency, and high reps to like have that enough reps to induce like muscle growth, So I'm not running a strength program. I'm running a bigger muscles program. Protein protein takes more energy to get metabolized. It's not as efficient as other types for fat storage. Some carbs are needed though yes, yeah. So I'm not completely like I'm not on a keto diet. I just am on a lower carb because I also have PCOS. I don't think we thrive on like a lot of fucking carbs because that also because of the insulin resistance. Because that would make me insulin resistant. God gave Mana ovaries to nerf her, otherwise she'd be too powerful. That's true. I wish I could take my ovaries out. I fucking don't want this. I don't want this life, imps. I don't want to have to be dealing with different hormones every fucking week. What the fuck? So you have to deal with estrogen in a different way. You have to deal with estrogen in a different way. I think my only respite is like the first 15 days of like, of the follicular phase. That's where I really go ham in my strength. And then the next half of the month is just me fighting my inner demons. To stay afloat and be on track. It's actually not as big of an effect as usually assumed. Protein adds more in terms of making you feel full and releasing hormones in the gut. It makes you feel more satiated. Yeah, protein, it will keep you satiated. And it doesn't spike your cortisol. And no, not cortisol, insulin, rather. Like, not as much as, if you just eat carbs by itself, holy fucking hell. If you're insulin resistant, then yeah, good luck. Mana is a pro? What do you mean pro? I'm an intermediate like lifter. I've been lifting for like, I don't know, a good 6 years. So I do have like some muscle gains over the years. You know, it took me years to just get to like the type of muscle gains that I have. Because like, you can get more if you are, on anabolic steroids. Like, what the fuck? I'm only ordering fast food once a month. Other than that, I'm trying to eat vegetables, rice, and whole. Yeah. Increase your protein. Protein is king. Protein is the best. And also healthy fats like avocados. The struggle against laziness is one of the most important battles throughout life. Yeah, I mean, it's also not like it's really like fucking hell. The hormones really are fucking killing me. Progesterone is like, I don't understand. Like, I'm a different person. Like, when I have so much progesterone in my body, I'm a different person. I want to be like, I want to fucking, I just want to. I'm less social too. When my blood is filled with progesterone. So yeah. You think Marx has what it takes to be a bodybuilder? No, I don't think so. Makes sense. I do like weight. I do like weight low reps. I really do enough. I already do enough of muscle stamina work. Yeah, yes. So there you go. Like, you don't overdo it. I work in an office, so I need to move more, If you already do, like, a lot of muscle stimulation at your job, then you don't need to do a lot of high frequency, like, you don't need to lift weights a lot at the gym, But me, however, I work in an office, so I need to walk more. I need to move more because I will be sedentary if I don't. He was too much of a party boy. Maybe not. I mean, it's possible. Probably just expensive. Do you have a new Discord server? It is really interesting. Speak about all of this. I have a Discord server, but I don't think it's. I mean, I have a new one, but it's been there since like 2023. Menopause has never looked better. That is true, but I heard that menopause is not really good either because like you're gonna get hot flashes. Like there's a lot of like the perimenopausal like symptoms is not good either because you're not gonna be able to sleep. Like there's a lot of misery that comes with like menopause as well. Can't sleep. It's nearly 1:15 a.m. and a massive thunderstorm is currently happening. That's why I went gen surgery. I believe that equal treatment and both genders have kidneys I can extract. Ignore the fact that I did an orchiopexy this week. Oh my god, dude. Buff gang. Yeah, I'm well, you know what? Linkly Key. I'm trying to get buff because I slacked off in 2024. I gained so much weight that I really need to lock the fuck in and at the very least get to a healthier weight that I'm comfortable with, Not that, gaining weight in and of itself is bad. But for me, health-wise, it's not my optimal, my optimal weight. So everybody has their own optimal weight, right? They have a healthy, like, they have a happy kind of medium where your body feels happy but not like falling apart, So I know where I should be at and I'm not where I should be at. So I'm working on where I want to be at. It's relative for everyone. So if you feel like you're at the right you're at the healthy weight, then don't fucking lose weight just because you want, just because you want to get a summer body. You know, do it for the right motivations. I'm doing it for my health so that I can be more I can be more efficient. Like I want, if I'm on the right, if I want a healthier and a lot more, better cardio, I have better cardiovascular health, and I'm also managing my cortisol well, then that means more streams, I can add streaming to the equation. Cuz if my life is like falling apart, then I won't be able to do all of these things. So I want to be as active so that I don't fall off in other things. And that's why I had to take a month off, because I really need to lock the fuck in, I need to stay away from social media for a while too. So I just look at social media for like 30 to an hour, and I limit myself, and that's it. Because I can't be having too much bad news. Is like it starts to fuck me up. So, and also Tsar, thank you so much for resubscribing. Good night, Mana and comrades. Let's do our best to make the world a better place. Thank you, Red Polaris, and good night. 10 months having been a lot of frustrating stuff happening recently, but I'm still alive, I think. I'm glad that you're still with us, so please stay with us, okay? Hang in there. Does it have AC? Sometimes I'm really jealous at our work area. It's usually around 32 to 35 degrees Celsius. What? Combined with the mentioned lifting, it can be draining sometimes. Oh, my office has to be like at a comfortable weight where people are not sweating, comfortable temperature rather. All right, I'm heading to bed. It's 2 a.m. here. Bye, Antifa. Have a good stream. Bye. Yeah, I'm sorry to everyone who was used to my 8 p.m. or my 9 p.m. streams. I won't be doing that anymore in the foreseeable future, because I want to sleep early, okay? BMI is a good measurement. Now, there are image and self-esteem issues too. Yeah, the BMI is like a good base, a good basis, but if you reach to a point where you can see yourself like you have a lot of muscle, you have lower body fat, and you have a lot of like muscle mass, but the BMI says you're overweight, then don't listen to the BMI, okay? Sometimes the BMI can be wrong, because a lot of people are labeled overweight, but they just really have like good recomp, Like right now I've been sitting on the same weight, but my, what do you call this? My measurements have been shrinking, And that's what happens if you eat a lot of protein. You will just lose fat, but not so much as like, it will probably, yeah, like it would add more muscle mass while losing weight. So body recomposition is fucking crazy. It's fucking insane. Like you could be at the same weight but have like, if you have lower body fat, then that's all that matters. Because sometimes you could be stuck at this, like right now, like I said, I'm stuck in the same weight as I started, but my recomp is fucking insane. Like I can start seeing like dips on my shoulders. And I'm like, oh, okay. Hello. Hello there. Deltoids, You know what I mean? Bro, for real, I tried Blue Sky for a bit, but it's a Democrat hug box with a few exceptions. It's not my specialty. I'm a resident still learning. Okay. For me, it's anti-social media, seeing as I barely leave the house. Yeah. It's 6:20 p.m. here, so I'm not complaining. Okay, that's good. I think it's a good choice. I may follow your example too. 6:20 in Mexico City too. Ah, okay. So we cannot break time nature. Very muscular people can be wrongly labeled over. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, of course. That's why the best way is to calculate it with body fat pinch test. Yes. Elsa the Fresh, thank you so much for resubscribing. I recently bounced from 85 to 69 kilograms without changing anything at all. That was really weird. Yeah. Like, wait, what do you mean you bounced from 85? Like, were you trying to lose weight, or you just did you just increase your like activity level? Workout stream coming soon. I'm not sure. I did that on my YouTube and sometimes like my Twitch before I got partnered. But would you guys want me to do like workout streams on Twitch? Because I don't know, like my audience on Twitch would just want some politics, you know. But if you guys want to work out with me while I'm working out, you know, that would be really cool. Like, we could work out together, you know? Okay. And I'm off to, unfortunately, I'm a supervisor tonight, even though I myself need to be supervised, okay? Bye, Angry Bird. I hope that you are able to supervise people. It's swole summer. Let's go. Yeah. I am really happy with what's going on with my arms. Cause it's becoming a lot more like I barely even do I just do my compound lifts. I don't really do super like isolating exercises because I'm the type that would just develop like natural upper body muscles with doing compound lifting. But of course, I just do my bench presses. I do my overhead press and barbell row. And twice a week, I add like barbell curls. But that's it. I don't do a lot of like arm exercises. I'm very leg heavy too because I just wanna have strong legs, imps. You know? I want to have Chun-Li legs, okay? So that's my goal. So, and the walking though is like making my calves really cool, like form well, okay? So I'm so happy with what's going on. So I'm that's why I'm in the mood. I'm in a very happy mood to like stream now because I'm at a happier state. I'm in on a healthier lifestyle, and I know that my body misses this one. I have like a lot of dopamine in my brain and fucking endorphins because of all the activity, the physical activity that I'm doing. Therefore, I can do more things. I'm more motivated to do a lot more things. So crazy what neurotransmitters can do for you, like, and crazy how a lifestyle change can actually help your neurotransmitters, like, you know, connect better with your, you know, the gut mind connection. Also, the lustful Eve. Thank you so much for the gifted subs, the 5 gifted subs. Thank you. We can work out along with the goat. Mono workout video. Yeah, buddy, lightweight. For real though, I've been I've been just like trying to squat like 35 kilograms. Haven't even moved to 40 kilograms yet because I'm taking my time on slow movements, slow deliberate reps, you know? I'm not trying to be a power lifter here. I'm just trying to like add more muscles on I'm trying to be a bro, okay? I actually just finished at the gym, speaking of, right after I got my braces tightened. Oh, let's go! That would motivate a lot of us. I'm personally down for. Oh, okay. I didn't know that Twitch imps would love a workout stream, but yeah. I'm also planning to do like a walking stream. Would you like me to do that? Like I would like get my 12k steps in while I'm on stream. So you can walk with me while we talk about politics, you know? What do you say, Imps? Would you like to do a walking stream as well? Oh, okay. All right. That's awesome. Okay, let's do that. So you have to be outside though. So if you want to join me or if you have a walking pad, I have a walking pad, you know? So that's what I use to get my steps in because I don't want to be out in the fucking summer heat. Fuck that shit. Or if you know, if I walk outside, it would be at night. That would not be in the middle of the day. I refuse to walk in the middle of the day. I do not want to deal with the sweat. Like, I already sweat a lot when I walk, like inside my air conditioned room, because I increase the speed, you know? Like, I power walk. I don't do like slow walks. I power walk. Because it's intense enough, but not. Intense enough to keep my heart rate up, but not too intense for my joints, you know? So it's still low impact. I always make sure that it's just low impact cardio because I'm already doing so much with my joints on like lifting weights. So I don't want to fucking run, you know? I'm not speed running joint problems, okay? Although, if you have a lot of muscle mass, you won't really have a lot of joint problems. So I guess when I have enough muscle mass, like I would be able to, you know. 12k steps is crazy though. That's like 1 hour 30 minutes at least. Yeah. I okay, so what I do is my morning routine on my lifting days, I lift weights for an hour and then I do 30 minutes of walking. So that's like what? 30 minutes could be because I'm short. That would be around like 4k steps for me. And then I go to work. I walk to the station from my house. So I don't really do a lot of like moving around the office because well I fucking work in an office. So I when I go to work, by the time I get home back, I at least have like 2,000 more steps to my already 4k. And then I do a lot another 30 to 40 minutes to 1 hour just to get the 12k steps in at night. Like right after I go home from work, I walk again. And then I end my day with a shower. And then I go to bed. That's it. That's what I did yesterday. That's what I've been doing for the past like 5 weeks. 5 to 6 weeks, you know. I got my 10k today on a 35-degree day. I hope the upcoming days are not quite as hot. Yeah, I doubt it though. It's only June. My God, wait until it's July. Like here in Japan, it's still the rainy season, so I'm still feeling like, you know, it's still a little bit cooler in some days. You know, today, like for example, today is 2020. It's 22 degrees Celsius because it's cloudy. but it's only 9:30 a.m. after all. So maybe maybe it's gonna increase later to like at least 26 or something. But it's nowhere near the 30s yet because it's still the rainy season. So it will be probably it will last like for the entirety of June. And so by July, my god, that's where the summer heat, the fucking that's where hell begins. That's when hell begins, rather. It's been raining and hailing here recently, so that might be hard for me. Oh yeah, if you don't have a walking pad. Running and talking seems painful. Yeah, I won't do that. I will just like do like moderate speed while streaming though. People think I'm crazy, but I like the summer sweating, but only if you're outside. Yeah, I mean it's good, but like it's not much about the sweating, but it's the endorphins that comes along with the sweating, like with the physical activity, the because it's so good for your brain. I can't describe it, imps. It's like drugs. Because they are, right? They're neurotransmitters. Drugs would artificially alter your neurotransmitters, so neurotransmitter receptors, right? So it's the same way that the exercise does for me. Is that I get so like, I don't know, I get that high, okay? I get that like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I can do this day. I can live forever, you know? Let's train politics system. Do the steps at work count as well? I guess so. Yeah, if you have a pedometer, yeah. You can track your steps like even at home, you know? And also just like increase your NEAT, you know, your non-exercise activities, you know? Like a lot of people fidget more. A lot of people like, I don't know, they just stand a lot, walk around. And that already adds to your total daily energy expenditure, your TDEE, you know? That like more like even when you're fidgeting in your chair, it's taking a lot of energy, you know. So whatever, like just move a little bit, you know. Just move around. Like if you have a standing desk, that's why I bought my standing desk, because like if I get tired of sitting, I would stand up, and that already adds to your TDEE. My step count when I visit Japan is going to be insane. Probably a year's worth. Yeah. Because you have to walk every time, dude. Unless you want to pay for Uber and shit and taxis. But I walk to the station. I have a bicycle, but I don't even use my bike anymore. I just walk, you know? I see your schedule doesn't include 100 condom, hummus, and yam Israel. What? Condom Hamas and Yam Israel tries must be anti-Semitic. Okay. I'm like, what? Condom hummus? All right. Okay. I condemn Hamas. Yeah. Yam Israel chai latte. It's currently 13 degrees where I am at. And I'm a little sick. What? Wait, are you in Australia? Are you in the southern hemisphere? Then get well soon. Here it's 30. Crazy cook. I looked at my healthy app and my health app, and apparently I do between 10 to 12K a day, and then on my day off, like 500 to 600 steps. See, like, this is why you need to get a walking pad. I know, Platinum, you're a doctor, you can afford a walking pad. go get a walk. That's my problem too. When I'm not at work, I or if I'm not like, if I'm not out there or joining protests, I would just have like under 500 steps a day. So I'm like, no, this needs to fucking change. I need to be able to be getting my 12K steps even on my days off, okay? So I needed to fix that. So I fixed it. I fixed my life. I was the only one who could help myself, okay? Not like I had no excuse because I have all the privilege. I have the access to food. I have a really good job. I have the money to be able to make changes in my diet. I have all the privileges. And I'm like, okay, I have no fucking excuse. I just need to put the work in. So I did. Okay? I fucking locked in, formed the habit of a healthy lifestyle, and now I'm still doing it. And I will be doing it for until I reach my goal and maintain it for the rest of my life. Hello, best VTuber. Your songs are so cool that even your neighbors are knocking on the wall. Okay, yeah, that's not a lie. I did get a lot of warnings from my landlord because I was like screaming. Thinking takes a lot of energy. Yeah, that too. Whoa, Mana live at this hour. Yes, Solaris. I changed my schedule. Like I completely flipped it. Okay, because I don't want to sleep late anymore. I need to take care of myself, and this is how I'm taking care of myself. Flipping my entire schedule. I know that I don't get a lot of viewers, at my usual time, but you know what? I will get like the viewers at this hour, so it's fine. It's fine. Let's just work with it. 25 degrees in Britain, but for some reason 25 here feels like standing on beaches. If it's so humid, then yeah, you feel like you're fucking cooked. Work, get shit done, home, I'm patat. Yeah. That is true. Yeah, if I'm at work, like I have like a lot of tasks. And also like I'm more motivated because I have to go outside. But if I'm at home, I'm tempted to get just like girl rot. So like I need to change that. One thing good about America, lots of nature. For how much longer though? Yeah. How did you track? Also, wow, did your tracking get better? Yeah, it did. Yes. It's from a V Bridger. This is better for us on the Turtle Island. It's 8 at night for me. Oh, okay. No, dog. If I broke off my sleep, honk, shkoo, me. Time on my day off, I walk off to walk, I would be fried the next day. Oh, wait, you have to sleep like a lot, right? The 500 steps special is usually after the 36 hours. Oh my fucking god. Okay. All right. Yeah, your schedule is fucking cooked. Holy fuck. How do you even manage a 36-hour shift? I'm unemployed right now, so most of my time is spent at home or at the gym. Yeah, but that's a good way to spend your time. Spend it at the gym. Turtle Island, aka North America. Yes. For those of you who don't know, it's North America. Does the Japanese word for football, soccer translate to football or soccer? Well, it's just more like it's soccer and American football. So it's not. They're not interchangeable. Soccer is like soccer, you know. Average doctor schedule, yeah. Sleep in the break room. Like, wait, how long do you sleep on 36-hour shifts? Getting almost a month off in July, though. That's good, okay? At the very least, you will have, like, a reset button. Football. American football. That's at least something, I guess. Feel that the had a month off a while ago as well because I had so much overtime. Man, doctors are cool. I can barely pull an all-nighter while you peeps work for 36 hours straight. That's true. There's a bad physician shortage in Greece. Depend on the income and workload. I've hit like a 5.5 hour record at one time. Okay. At one time, but it's most of the time overloaded, huh? Is it just because of the hospital that you're working at? Depends. Okay. All right. So everyone, now that we caught up, and nearly 2 hours of catching up. Let's go to the actual thing that we want to do. Hold on. Do you guys have like a comprehensive video of what happened between Musk and Trump? Yes, we're hog watching now. After nearly 2 hours of like just yapping. Usually about 2 to 3 hours, and yeah, it's because of the hospital. Yeah. Even though most of my family is either medical or military. There are many specialties that are chill. It just happens that mine is not. Okay. Yes, their breakup. I want to know. Like, I did not look into the detail because I was just avoiding stress. So I wanna catch up on a lot of things, you know? I thought this was good. Okay, hold on. Let me check that one.
Like, is the government buying fucking Ethereum?
Wow, this is 44 minutes long, but okay. Okay. Oh shit. Okay, hold on. Eating out of the trash can of ideology.
Or whatever? Like, I haven't even heard about that. And I follow this stuff.
Last week, we witnessed one of the most striking ruptures in the alliance between Silicon Valley and the political world, the public blowout between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Once close allies, Musk had poured hundreds of millions of dollars into Trump's campaign and served as special advisor on the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. But the two are now locked in a standoff as Elon's future within the MAGA movement remains uncertain. Brace Belden is the co-host of the podcast TrueAnon, and he's been covering Elon and the right-wing internet universe for years. Today, he joins me to break down this big blow-up, unpack what this fracturing means for the right going forward, and what's next for Elon Musk. Brace, welcome to Power User.
A pleasure to be here.
I'm so excited to talk to you about Elon because I feel like you're one of the few people that follows like every single aspect of Elon lore.
I love him.
Today, I kind of want to dig into the drama. But before we get into the big blow up that happened, when did you start to notice Elon going towards Trump? Because I feel like he started as a DeSantis guy and then he kind of pivoted.
A lot of these sort of like tech right guys, I feel like were sort of for DeSantis at first, because the reality is like Trump is really, let's say, mercurial and kind of nuts. And I think for a certain
Kind of nuts.
person, they're
He's
like,
nuts.
The star has fallen. Like we need somebody who's got the based policies and is doing like based Miami, Bitcoin, crazy, whatever, but without like the baggage of Trump. And Elon himself like said this kind of stuff. Like I like Trump, but like he, I think needs to kind of get out of here. We need some fresh blood. And the thing is, DeSantis is one of the least charismatic politicians I think I've ever seen. He's just a lump of shit. You know, he crashed and burned. I mean, especially compared to Trump, him and everybody else was kind of afraid to talk about Trump in a real way. And so in a way it sort of mirrored the Democratic primary, or not primary, but like Kamala's campaign.
The Democrats didn't have a primary.
There was no primary. But it mirrored the Kamala campaign in a certain way because no.
I just know Trump tweeted like a catty gay dude about the Musk.
Nobody could actually go against in Kamala.
There's some Hassan VODs out there about it. Ah. Which one though? He has a lot of VODs, so that's why it's like so hard to dig for Hassan stuff.
Kamala's case, sitting president, and in the Republicans' case, the last Republican president. And so Elon hitched his kind of wagon to DeSantis. That crashed and burned. He himself is sort of so difficult to kind of like parse what he's thinking because it's always something even dumber than you could ever imagine. But I kind of believe on face value that like he got really excited when Trump got shot and really did decide to like go all in after that.
Yeah, because that's when he endorsed him. I think it was literally right after the assassination.
I think like the day of or the day after, yeah.
And then that's also when he started pouring money into the America PAC and like basically just funneling money to the campaign.
Oh, and doing his amazing town halls where, you know, Elon would kind of go up there and stutter his way through a kind of broken series of like self-interrupted diatribes about whatever, and he did his little dance and he did his little
dance.
Jump. I think Elon was kind of reveling in the attention.
Okay.
And there was early predictions that Elon and Trump would have a falling out because they're both kind of alpha dogs.
Yeah,
I mean, Trump
alpha
loves
dogs.
everybody, so it's like Elon or whoever it is, it's going to happen. But you know, it seemed like they were sort of running these sort of parallel campaigns. Like Trump is running for president, Elon sort of joining him on the road, which I saw him actually in New York at that last big rally, I think it was. But then Elon's kind of doing his like Pennsylvania, talking to the people tour, give you $1 million if you register to vote kind of and it just converged in the White House in a beautiful way.
I mean, it was so corny on the campaign trail. He had the Occupy Mars shirt, and he's always wearing like kind of shitty quality shirts though that like you got from like Teespring or something. It's bizarre.
God forbid that they all get a Mark Zuckerberg style stylist and start like wearing their own kind of like fits or whatever. It's very obvious that Elon picks out his own clothes and that he has this sort of image that he like kind of is cribbing from, I think, just like ChatGPT.
You know, Elon and Donald be kissing sloppy style in the Oval Office.
He like, show me a cool guy kind of thing, which is like a leather jacket and like boots and like tightish jeans.
Well, he didn't even change his style too. Like Trump gets elected, he immediately is like gleeful at the White House at the inauguration, obviously. And then I feel like with Doge is when we started to see him like really starting to exert power. Can you talk through like some of the stuff that he was doing with Doge and sort of like that beginning era?
I mean, Vivek Ramaswamy, who is
so what is going on with Doge now? Now that Elon had a falling out with Trump.
We love Vivek around here. I love Vivek. He is sort of shuffled off into the nether realms. You know, he's running for governor of Ohio. God bless him. You know, Vivek and Elon sort of came into Doggy. I call it Doggy because there's a picture of a dog. I mean, Vivek
Doggy.
is, for his many faults, probably a good deal smarter in terms of government and how it works and how people work probably than Elon is. Whereas Elon sort of has this memeified version, I think, of everything. And there was sort of these divergent paths there. It was interesting.
Trump is ace. I just can't imagine him kissing anyone's sloppy stuff. Ace? I don't think that guy is ace. That guy would grab a woman by the... Elon stepped off from Doge before the falling out. Oh, for real?
Because Vivek's star sort of was tarnished during some like H1B
Because Tesla stock was tanking.
Twitter kerfluffle. Remember that?
Yes. I mean, this was like early signs of the right sort of at war. I can't even remember where Trump stood. I feel like he tried to stay neutral, but there was drama over H-1B visas where basically these like anti-immigration people were like, kick out all the H-1B visas. We got to eliminate immigrants, and all the tech people were like, whoa. Like, we kind of rely on those people. Those are like the Indians doing our work. And then Vivek was like, that was like when it became clear that he was like a person of color, I think.
He's like, I bet it smells lazy in here. You white people, white people
Oh
are fucking lazy. And he tried to do this almost kind of 90s, maybe early 2000s conservatism stuff where it's like, you gotta pull.
Now, women are status symbols to him. He's not sexually attracted to them. I firmly believe this. How do you know, though? Every time I see a picture of Elon doing that stupid ass jump, I just think of those edits where he's hanging like Mussolini. Yeah.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. The white family is falling apart. You guys are lazy. That really put him out of favor with the online rights, who are particularly, I think, because of whatever short form videos they watch, like hate Indians. And it sort of became like very important to them in the past like couple of years. And I think that he just kind of couldn't handle the heat. Funnily enough, Elon is also an H-1B person, but he sort of evaded that. But Vivek departed sort of with his, you know, his tail tucked between his legs to go run for governor in Ohio. And Elon came in there, and I think it was pretty clear that he didn't know what the government is really. And, you know, he hired all these 20-year-olds. I mean, I think that was probably because most normal people wouldn't really want to take that job, or like people who are not normal people, but like maybe people a little older would want like a real job. But he hired all these like 20-year-olds, 22-year-olds, just like Elon worship guys. He did a bunch of stuff, kind of unclear what the results of those things were, and then just kept pumping the numbers and juicing the numbers and saying they were higher than they were, and like promising these things in the same way that he promised flying cars and robo-taxis.
Wow.
Promising that $5,000 doggy dividend checks were going to come, and we're going to reap the benefits of this, and all of the savings was going to go right back into your pocket. Sometimes they would talk about how USAID is funding Indivisible or what, I don't know what. And then sometimes it was like, there's just so much graft and we're canceling these Adobe.
Misplaced war on software licenses. What? Right-wingers infighting? Color me surprised. Just like Rhodesia in South Africa, India versus Pakistan, USA versus social democracy, Iran versus Iraq. All the same interests apart from the petty BS.
Pro accounts or whatever.
Yeah, it was like, we've canceled our Politico Pro subscriptions across the government. Like, Sahil Levinthia, I might be mispronouncing his last name, the former head of Gumroad, I guess, went to go work for Doge, and I think talked to
Broligarchy
this week and was saying, like, they couldn't find areas to cut. Like, it's actually quite hard to find areas of the government to cut. And Elon was also cutting things that were already, like, approved. Like, that money had already been earmarked or spent, essentially. So it wasn't really saving anyone anything.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I think Elon maybe had some like fundamental misunderstandings of how government works that maybe he got through like cat turd memes or whatever, you know, abridged versions
cat
of the
turd
Fountainhead that
memes
he's read. But he didn't seem to kind of understand like Congress's relationship to funding things and what the president had aegis over and what Doggy's mission could be in certain places. But in the past few months, or the past couple months, he sort of honed in on the deficit. And this is a big thing for Elon somehow. If he was really put on the spot, I'm not sure he could explain in his own words.
Wait,
why
what What even is cat turd? What did they do?
So important to him. He becomes hyper fixated on certain things. We see this. He'll spend like a month really focused on one topic, and then it'll kind of
You mean the guy who ran over his own dog? What? Elon, when his space subsidies are taken away.
like be dropped or replaced by NPC next current thing chip in his brain. The thing is, Elon was a special government employer, was a special government employer.
Oh, it's a Twitter
was a real
chud.
thing.
Okay.
We did know that his like official tenure was ending, but it was kind of
Wait, okay, so why is he relevant in the discussion?
that like he'd still be there, and he really wasn't actually head of Doggy to begin with. I don't even know if he was actually attached to Doggy in an official capacity. He obviously ran it, but this woman, something Gleason, she was nominally in charge of it. And so I think a lot of people kind of figured he would stay in that role. In the background, his companies are not doing well. Tesla, sort of his flagship company, it was not doing well because a Tesla sort of became adopted by the right wing as a symbol. Trump held a press conference, used car or new car showroom thing on the White House lawn talking about his Teslas, and that didn't help. And it was really just like
Musk loved retweeting cat turd and replying to him a lot. Oh, okay. Cat turd is a right-wing divorced dad. Okay, so he should just like get together with Musk then. They're both divorced dad energy.
consumer backlash. I mean, because obviously, if you
I love
attach yourself
Tesla
to Trump in this way, a certain amount of people who might possibly buy your vehicle would no longer. I think AOC has a Tesla or had a Tesla. There's certain kinds of like progressive people or whatever who like are invested in electric cars. Also, while their stock was kind of going down in price, they were kind of making up for that, or they were still, still retaining a level of profitability because of the carbon tax EV credits.
Which is like how Elon makes so much of his money. I think people might not realize, but like most of the reason Elon's companies are profitable and successful is because of these massive government subsidies.
Yes. I mean, SpaceX, obviously, but Tesla especially has really, really benefited from EV credits, and they sell their credits to other car companies. And that is where a ton of their profitability comes in. And Trump has talked about EV credits before. Obviously, he's talked about them much more recently. But it's funny because Elon is sort of this, again, he doesn't really know what he's talking about a lot of the time. I think he spends a lot of his day on X, the Everything app. And he's so kind of like in his own world. But, he has this idea of cutting entitlements or whatever. He has an idea of kind of cutting the pork. But there's some pork that is a little more privileged, and that would be the pork that Elon Musk himself relies upon.
Right. And I think he wasn't like Doge wasn't also going to cut military spending, which is like the majority of what we spend money on. Yeah. Then he pivots to like the deficit. I think it's like he realized he couldn't really actually cut that much from the government currently. So he's like, oh, it's the deficit is the real problem, right? Like that's the real thing.
And Trump has this flagship big, beautiful bill that is going to actually add to the deficit because everybody.
Why does he like naming like big, beautiful bill? I can already listen to him say, "We passed the big, beautiful bill, and it's gonna be beautiful because it's so huge."
It's like the deficit is kind of like made up. It's like a little bit fake. You're going to kick the can down the road forever. And Elon, maybe he actually...
This is a non-issue, but that guy needs to close his blinds. It looks like he's about to ascend to heaven with that lighting coming through. Tremendous, beautiful bill.
Believes
Tremendous
this,
bill.
Again, like a fixation he has. It's like the buck stops here. We are fixing all of this, and you sort of saw this kind of coming out from Elon Twitter people for a little bit before Elon himself even started talking about it. But like the big beautiful bill would undo some of Doggy's
big
savings.
beautiful
Doggy
bill
savings website.
Like a bunch of made up debunked numbers.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. There's also, I think this is a sort of funny thing. Every single government agency has like a silver check Doggy account, but
Americans have short attention spans and need big words to decide on issues. I remember that a lot of Tesla owners had another German cars logo. They're all saying it's the best, most beautiful bill anyone's ever seen. Everyone. They're saying, they're all saying it's the best, most beautiful bill anyone's ever seen. Everyone is saying it. And it's and it's so beautiful. Eats an orange crayon. Trump wanted a BBL but accidentally got this.
Almost none of them have ever posted like anything. There's like
God.
50 of them, and they've all been like, "Hi,
I
we're
hate
like
this
Health and Human
planet.
Services," or we're like, FDA doggy, and then nothing else about it. It's unclear because doggy, of course, is like
Doggy.
a rebranded digital service, and so like I'm not really sure what doggy would be doing or could do outside of a lot
Google
of that stuff. Like,
Docky.
doggy wasn't really the people that like cut out USAID. Like that was like a concerted effort for many people in the Trump administration.
Ultimately, the only thing that like Doge could really do was like go into the like take down the website and like delete like databases. Like you said, because it was this Department of Digital Services, it's not like they were the ones like allocating the money. And yeah, you needed actual lawmakers to affect
Dog
a lot
E.
more
Heavy
things.
emphasis on E.
And that's what Elon has sort of been, or some people from Elon's side of Twitter have been sort of freaking out about it. It's like, oh,
This dude got access to nukes in the biggest military force in the world. Yeah. And here we are. My God. Snoop Doggy Dog. Sometimes I think there's a toddler soul stuck in Trump's body, and the real Trump has been dead for decades. This is the greatest tax cut we've ever seen. Billions of trillions of dollars saved. Soon our country will be the biggest and the best economic growth. It's going to be huge. No other country saves like America.
oh, looks like Doggy's mission is
Doggy.
going to be tarnished or aborted by the big beautiful bill, which is going to have all this pork in it. And Elon spends a lot of
Can
time.
you pay my
reading what
bills?
his
Can you pay my
sycophants have to
telephone
say about
bills?
it. Emails, Chong.
Can you pay my
Gunther
automobiles?
Like all these Elon reply guys, like they really do make up a lot of Elon's world, and he will sort of like, first of all, steal memes or whatever from them. But I think he actually really does listen to these people. And of course, these people are stupid. They don't really understand what Elon's limits here would actually be, and have this sort of like fantasy version of Elon in their head where he really can do everything. He really is sort of Superman. He kind of is the shadow president. He is this and this and this and this and this. While some of the shadow president stuff might have been at first maybe a little true, and I think that Elon was probably instrumental in like putting together that bizarre Julius Malema EFF kill the boar display in the White House.
The biggest gay divorce between me and Musk. Nobody divorces like me. I've been divorced 3 times in my life.
With the president of South Africa, and probably got some of the white genocide people out of South Africa.
Yeah, that was bizarre. Like you brought over a couple dozen white South Africans to do what?
To go to the mall. There's limits to what Elon
Elon was absurdly high on ketamine all the time. He probably is away from the camera now because he is unable to stand still or even talk. Trump accent's getting better. That was so funny. They got South Africa's president and just showed him a video of Malema. What? Malema? Singing Kill the Boer. Oh, okay.
can do. And like the reality is, if you're dealing with somebody like Trump, Elon should have been smarter and realized that like Trump always has to be the big dog. And Elon would sometimes, he would say this or that, like I have no desire to run for president. Like I really, which he can't obviously do anyways, but like I really support Trump. He's in charge here. But I think Elon was sort of feeling himself. And the reality is, I think Elon really was on a lot of drugs. Still is probably. I think that ironically, for somebody who seems to seek out or find himself in sort of a lot of high pressure situations, he actually doesn't really react well to pressure.
Not at all.
He goes crazy a little bit. And I think that he was under a lot of pressure. I mean, he said he was under a lot of pressure. Remember when he like kind of cried when he talked about people like, I think it was Tim Waltz, like bragging about Tesla stock going down.
I mean, he's so fragile, right? Like he has the most fragile ego. This is why he's replying to people with 23 followers on Twitter too, when you're the richest man in the world.
I'm thinking there's some kind of crazy hormonal unbalance because I feel like he's been on TRT for a while. People and
that's the testosterone stuff, right?
Yeah. I think he's been on test, and
Wasn't there a rumor that he was taking HGH, and that's why he has an HGH gut? Like he looks like a popsicle now.
I would say even yourself out with a little maybe some estrogen in there. I don't know, but he's not even keeled. One of the reasons he started taking ketamine therapeutically in the first place is because he felt under this pressure in 2022, 2023. At least
therapeutic ketamine is crazy. Elon Musk details his prescription ketamine use. Says investors should want him to keep taking it. Okay.
So that's why he said he was really depressed. And I think we were sort of seeing a repeat of that, maybe even a relapse if he ever stopped taking it on the ketamine. And I think it was just all kind of like coming down for him in his head. And as that was happening, his time in the
Lamau, the genocide, people came here and now they're trying to go back because they saw how shitty America is. Yeah. How are they doing? You know, like I've seen that at one point. They were welcoming the quote unquote refugees from South Africa rather. He looks like he swallowed a barrel. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he looks like a popsicle. He also got a botched enlargement surgery and now can't use it. Oh, good. Is that why he's like displacing so much? He's like, he has a lot to compensate for. Japan, the U.S. biggest creditor, faces a Greece-like fiscal crisis as borrowing costs hit a 20-year high. The Economist. Congrats, Mana. We are officially fiscal buddies. Oh, God. What the fuck? Elon's built like a Tesla himself. You mean like a Cybertruck? What's next? A therapeutic cocaine? Dr. Platinum, can you prescribe me cat for therapeutic purposes, of course? Oh my god, you're just using Platinum's degree to get ketamine. They're pretty much stranded and trying to get back to South Africa. For real? I thought they were in danger. Why are they going back? Insert Lenin's quote about The Economist here, yeah.
official member of the government was coming to a close. And the reality is a lot of Tesla stockholders are unhappy with him. Maybe not.
What is that, Dakimakura? Yes, it is what it is.
Politically, they might agree with him politically, but like Tesla's a very active shareholder
Elon built like a Nicktoon.
community, and some of them are kind of Elon people on Twitter that he pays attention to, and he sort of was like, okay, well now I'm redoubling my efforts and like rededicating myself to my companies. So he goes out. I think he's either
Elon slander. I'm definitely the right. Yeah, we've just been talking mad shit about Elon. Search the Elon fat Cybertruck and go to images. Like I said, they saw how they were pretty much abandoned, and they came here. After they came here, and now they want to go back to where the white genocide was happening. Yeah.
SpaceX or he's at Tesla, and he gives this interview, and in that interview he kind of says some not so nice things about the bill. He's like, well, the bill is it can be big or it can be beautiful, but it can't be both. That was not a good idea. And there was this sort of the bruised eye goodbye he had with Trump, and I'm wondering now, he said that little X was the one that punched him in the eye, but now I'm wondering if it was Scott Bessent.
Oh yeah, because he got in that fight, right? What happened there?
Wait,
He
what?
has been feuding with Bessent.
Oh yeah, because he got in that fight.
What the White House said about claims Musk body checked Treasury Secretary. What? So he got actually punched? South Africa has some public health care. American health care is a real white. Yeah. Yeah.
right? What happened there?
He has been feuding with Besant basically the entire time and like subtweeting Scott Besant and just directly tweeting about him.
Who is Scott Besant?
He's the Treasury Secretary, right? But he's a big dude. I mean, Musk is also big, but like Besant's like 6'5".
He lives in a giant pink house.
I think he's gay, right?
Yes, yeah.
Trump has some gay shooters on his side.
It's always been true of the Trump movement. Like they've actually have a lot of women in power, a lot of gay, like, or I don't know, I would say a lot, but like they have
A
gay
decent
people.
amount. It reminds me in the way that like maybe like your aunt who lives in Florida who's like kind of older has like some gay friends or something like that. Trump's a bit haggish in that regard.
Haggish.
Gays.
But Scott is respected. Like I think people trust Scott definitely in the finance world. He's seen
Haggish.
as like more reasonable and smart. And Elon seems to not know what he's talking about.
And I think Elon, especially financially, like is just so up his own ass. You know, there's reports that he was feuding with Marco Rubio, and then they both came out and denied it. Elon is acerbic, right? Like people don't like Elon Musk. Unless you're a sycophant, there's very few people I think who actually enjoy being around Elon because he has a hard time connecting with people, and he is also himself at the same time just an annoying guy to begin with, and you know, thinks he's very funny when he's actually very much the opposite. I mean, anybody who says Elon is funny is lying because they want something from Elon Musk. That's just the way it is. Even people who like Elon would have to admit that.
Let's talk about like the breakup then. This is like, I think one of the best days on Twitter ever. What kicked it off?
I think one of the first things that I saw, at least, was Elon making a couple replies to like some of the slop accounts that he sort of orbit around him. I think one's called Autism Capital, and then there's like a few others. I think he like maybe replied in the affirmative to like somebody talking shit on Trump. And then he mentioned that Trump was in the Epstein files, and that's the reason they haven't been released. I want to zoom in on that because a big thing on sort of like right-wing slop Twitter has been like, why haven't they released the Epstein files yet? We've seen that with like Mike Cernovich, a lot of these people being like, you know, day whatever of no Epstein files released because Kash Patel had said that these were going to be released.
Oh my God.
Kash Patel has sort of been doing the rounds on podcasts. I think he was on Rogan a couple days ago.
Yeah, he's the FBI director who's just been out there, who looks perpetually scared all the time.
And I realized that, you know, I hadn't seen a full body pic of him in a while. He's built exactly like Rogan in this sort of short and muscly thing. And this is an advice for anyone who's short out there. If you're a short guy, you might think that the move is to get muscly because that will make women or whatever or guys ignore your shortness. Wrong, my brother. The shorter you are and the more muscly you are, the more it looks fucking crazy. Patel's been saying like, actually, you know, Epstein did kill himself, and actually there's not that much out there, and we're not going to release this stuff. But the thing is, this has become such a prevalent meme on the right that like there's no way that they can kind of give this up because a lot of them have, I don't know, made this like part of their whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, and I say this to somebody who's knows a lot about the Jeffrey Epstein stuff and would very much like them to release any of the stuff they got.
It's sort of like a trope, right? And it's this obsession, and they're so obsessed with it. And they, yeah, like you said, there was that sort of like fake release where they had all these influencers come to the White House and flash these binders, and that ended up being nothing. Clearly, the things started to break down with Trump and Elon, and Trump is posting on Truth Social and going off.
They're both posted on their respective social media sites that they own, which is so crazy.
It's so funny.
My
First of all,
God,
none of these
dude.
people actually want a release of anything. And second of all, everyone knows that Trump and Epstein are...
Put some Fent in his cat. Put some... They found out they had to actually live like average American and took their asses back home. JD Pondon, who isn't allowing them to go back until all their farmland has been fully nationalized and given to black farmers. Trump DEI. We need a grand arena box match and throw every billionaire in there for a battle royale. It'd be bigger than the Olympics. That is true. I agree. Or should I say huge? It's gonna be so huge. I'd buy a ticket for that, even for that event in a heartbeat. Yeah. Slender on the shorts. Hey, I'm trying to put on some muscle, bitch. What the fuck? What the fuck are you saying?
This is not a secret at all. And throughout the day, then there was...
Forgot that Joe Rogan looks so fucking short in every picture he's in. I think he's 5'5", right?
sort of this like prodding of each other. And it didn't go as far as I think a lot of people, including myself, were hoping. But Elon seemed to be more burning bridges than Trump did. Trump was sort of like a little bit blasé about it. He didn't go nuclear on Elon. But Elon starts getting into like, do we need like a new political party that represents the 80% of people in the middle?
I want to like read a couple of these posts because I think like they're so absurd. So Trump says that he asked Elon to leave the White House and that basically Musk went crazy and like he was getting cut out and all that. Trump says Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do. And he just went all caps crazy. And then he says the easiest way to save money on our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised Biden didn't do it. I think what triggered Trump the most, maybe too, I don't think he actually cared about the Epstein stuff too either. I feel like it was Elon saying, without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House and the House Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude.
Oh my
and
God,
like
the girls are
like you said, you have to sort
fighting.
of always defer to Trump.
Yeah.
And this was like him trying to sort of like big time. And then he
What's that? My grandpa was 5'2" and built like a brick shit house, so I can say Brace is right. He's 5'8" apparently, but everyone knows he's 4'2".
He says, time to drop the really big truth bomb. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's
Oh my God. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Oh my God.
the real reason they have not been released. Have a nice day, DJT. And yeah, Dan Blazarian replies, speaking truth to power.
I love Dan Blazarian's anti-Semitic turn. It's so funny because it's I love
JT. And yeah,
This post was deleted. Speaking truth to power.
Dan Blazarian replies, speaking truth to power.
I love Dan Blazarian's anti-Semitic turn. It's so funny because it's desperately trying to copy the Tates, I think.
He's like, Lord, I seen what you did for Andrew Tate and like, please let it happen for you. But it's not hitting and he doesn't know what to do. So he's just sort of like flailing.
It's tough. Blazarian, my brother, we'll take you back.
I feel like this all just blows up. Like you said, at one point, Elon Musk basically implies that Trump should be impeached. It all sort of blows up very publicly before everyone gets quiet, which, yeah, I agree. I wish they went harder. I was like, keep posting, don't stop.
The thing is, Trump like gets these people in his head that he'll like always talk about, for like Elizabeth Warren, for instance. He'll like just mention her randomly forever. Obviously, he talks about Biden frequently, but even Obama he'll talk about a lot. Like people he hasn't like actually had to deal with in many years. I feel like there's a hope that he does this with Elon, but Elon still has so much cachet with the Trump movement or the MAGA movement that unless he actually moves against Trump or like really starts talking shit, then I think we see a problem. It's funny. Elon basically like dropping these sort of truth bombs and like agreeing that Trump should be impeached. It's tough because everyone's like, Elon's stupid or Elon's a genius. Elon is really smart in some ways, I'm sure, but Elon is like dumber than a baby in other ways, and one of those is like how to deal with people.
Dumber than
And
a
I
baby.
think one thing that he sort of does find out sometimes.
Joe Rogan is dangling his little feetsies under the podcast table because he can't touch the ground. Hey, Platinum, that's what I do with my chair. I'm short. I'm 4'11".
Is that like maybe people around him are like, listen,
My feet just dangle naturally, okay?
you have to like please stop tweeting for a second. Like, just let it rest. Let's talk about like men or whatever.
Stop making fun of short people, okay?
And I think he can kind of be appealed to on that.
4'11",
account.
yes.
And I'm wondering if that's maybe what happened here. I have a weird feeling there might be a reconciliation.
Never
at some
forget.
point. But the reality is Elon is like highly unpopular with a lot of people.
I do not. I refuse to tolerate short people slander. What we dangle our feet because it's comfy.
I want to get into that, but first I want to talk about like what happened with the people taking sides, because I feel like this kind of like threw a bomb into the conservative movement where like everyone has sort of come together, like everyone came together to support Trump, and I feel like you saw so many of these right-wing influencers like struggling to navigate.
Well, we had this goat squad at first, right? I mean, Vivek was in there for a second, but it was like RFK Jr., Donald J. Trump, Elon Musk. Wow, what a trio. We have struck oil here. Like, we have our dream team. And for so many, like, kind of slop merchants on the right who are, like, basically...
Mana is Joe Rogan confirmed. Yeah, I totally have, like... a Brolic built. We love our short kings and queens and NBs. Yeah, but only if they're not right wing.
They spend all their day
If they're right wing, then they're fair game.
making.
Sorry, I don't make the
edits
rules.
Of, like Musk and Elon. There's like
Elon Musk, Donald Trump group to staying alive, an AI video with 18 million views. Oh my god, I hate slop.
Roman gladiators. It was tough because a lot of these people have come to
It's not short people, it's efficient people.
maybe rely on a certain income from blue check engagement on Twitter. Now that, as many people know, is sort of subject to Elon's whims. And he can giveth and he can take it away. Basically, it's a way for him to pay people to be his friend. So if you go against him, it's not so good. And so at first you saw everybody being like, you know what? These are two alpha dogs. Like, we need peace. We need these guys to talk it out. And then as the day wore on and sort of Elon sort of went a little bit more nuts, a lot of some of the tweets have been deleted now, but there were certain people picking sides, and you saw some of the like Johnny come lately MAGA types pick Elon because that's kind of maybe how they got into it, from just like destroying their brains looking at Twitter all day. But the true MAGA, Jack Posobiec, for instance, all of these guys, they're picking Trump. I mean, it's just no contest.
This episode of Power User is brought to you by Delete Me. As a high-profile journalist who's dealt with stalking, harassment, and death threats, I know how crucial it is to protect your personal information. Unfortunately, no matter how careful you are, data brokers will collect and sell your personal information to anyone willing to pay for it. This includes your name, address, phone number, and more. And when someone buys your data through a data broker, they don't just see you. They see your spouse, your kids, your family members, and loved ones. Removing this information off the internet helps protect against things like identity theft and stalking. But how do you even remove this information when there are thousands of data brokers? Delete
The fuck is that shit from my nightmares?
loved ones usually are too. Get 20% only going to be around for 3.5 more years. I'll be around for. Well, it was kind of desperate of Elon. Elon tweeted, Trump's only going to be around for 3.5 more years. I'll be around for the next 40, which I don't know about the math on that, but.
You're going to be 95? I don't think so, Elon. I think maybe you will not make it that long. No,
Yeah.
you just look unhealthy.
I feel like it was this desperate attempt to be like, pick me kind of energy of like, stay on my side and like, I'm still powerful, even though his power has obviously been diminished as he's leaving the government.
Obviously. I mean, and the thing is, like, Elon bought Twitter so people would be nice to him on Twitter. That is why he bought it. And so he could mold it to like be like this almost like friendship orbit on Elon.
Okay.
It's crazy. I mean, it speaks to a personality so damaged
Friendship
that
orbit
you put
simulator.
1,000 monkey
40
psychiatrists in front of
plus
1,000
years.
monkey psychiatric typewriters for 1,000 years.
He is a pick me.
You couldn't even begin to give him even half.
Pick
of that.
me,
But
choose
a
me,
lot of that is
love
contingent on
me.
his closeness to Trump. I mean, there will always be Elon diehard fans, always, always, and there'll be a lot of them. But the reality is like the MAGA movement is bigger than Elon. It's bigger than fucking Elon. You know, we got many goats on the cliff. He, I think, made a gamble, and I feel like he's going to reconsider because I think a lot of his feelings get so hurt, and I think he'll have to walk it back. But so many people have kind of fallen into the Elon orbit where it's just like this sort of sycophantic
Power of
like,
friendship.
tweeting he's a genius, tweeting pictures of him. He has this guy I love, Doge Designer,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
who is sort of like a 30-something-year-old Indian guy who Elon, I think, once flew out to the Bay Area, who 24 hours a day has scheduled tweets of like Elon Musk as Kekius Maximus. He'll just tweet about the Roman Empire. I think Elon retweets this so often.
Kekius Maximus? Like, what the fuck?
As Kekius Maximus, he'll just tweet.
Bro, what the fuck? Okay, that's so cringe. What the hell? It's funny, Elon thought he was the guy that people loved. That people loved him and would follow him if he left Trump. No, he's not. Yeah, he's a fucking loser. Stuff my heads inside the toilet and flush. Elon, ooh, Musk. Of course, it's an Indian. Well, let's not assume anything about Indians, okay? Let's not be racist. That's weird.
tweet about the Roman Empire. Like, and Elon retweets this so often. It's hard for me to even get kind of in the mindset of somebody.
There are a lot of like based Indian comrades, okay? So let's not write off Indian people. They're just a bunch of weirdos online in general.
Who frequently retweets
But you're okay.
AI generated images of themselves, but with like a not fucked up body and like a nice face. I think
Well, then you will get along with my friend, comrade Nikki. She's also Indian, and she hates the caste system. She hates India, basically.
way that Elon has like there's sort of an emotional connection he might feel to teenage girls in that aspect.
The Hindutva, my God.
There's all these eating disorders and body dysmorphia that develops from teenage 14-year-old girls seeing themselves on Instagram filters and then their actual face like not looking up to snuff or whatever. I think Elon maybe is developing some kind of fucked up filter-based dysmorphia because of that might be driving him further into his depressive spiral. But I can't even begin to understand the psychology of somebody who does that. So it's tough for me to really get into Elon's head here. But I think
Me too. I hate being here. Yeah.
He sees the tide turning on him a little bit, and I
Yeah.
think that probably freaks him out a lot because, as he said himself, like he is all in on Trump because after Trump, or if like something doesn't work out here, I don't think the Democrats have the nuts to jail him, but it's not going to be as good for him.
Yeah, it's like 100% about political expedience. He still is reliant on all these government contracts. He can't actually alienate the government. Like Trump is more powerful in this situation. And like you said, the MAGA movement is just so much bigger. And Trump is the alpha in this situation. And he has to remember that. And like you said, so many people have sort of forgotten that, I think, with Trump, and they have these falling outs. He's so beholden to the government. And I think a lot of these MAGA influencers also recognize that. Like they recognize that Elon is unpopular. Elon has like a pretty low popularity rating. And like if these influencers rely on public support, and most of the public, like outside of like the Twitter echo chamber, just doesn't have like a deep affinity for Elon. Like you said, he's kind of just annoying.
Yeah, I think Elon confuses himself because he has this website made up of 80% maybe like Cambodian bots, or like 19%
Cambodian bots,
Autism
what the
Capital,
hell?
or Mike Cernovich or whoever,
Yo.
kind of like fluffing him all day. But outside of that, like a lot of people, even Republicans, like his approvals are not high.
And also, even just within the government, they don't really like fuck with him. I mean, David Sachs, I would be surprised if David Sachs sticks around, honestly.
Sachs is doing nothing. There was the crypto conference or whatever, and then nothing since then. Like, is the government buying fucking Ethereum or whatever? Like, I've
Yeah.
never even heard about that. And I follow this stuff. There's been really nothing since then. Sachs is just, I mean, he's a humiliating creature to begin with, but boy, I mean, sub Elon just kind of like stuck in the middle, and all he can do is kind of be like, crazy day on Twitter. Everything's happening here. Not true. Half of it's happening on True Social, but yeah, we won't say that.
Well, my favorite were the Blue Sky reactions.
You are on Blue Sky?
I'm on Blue Sky, unfortunately.
I never set foot on there.
Well, did you see the discourse? And actually, people were attributing it to Blue Sky, but it was all over Threads. And I went on Instagram Reels this morning, and there was a woman issuing an apology. So there was a lot of backlash to people saying the girls are fighting. Did you see that?
I thought that was like okay to say because it's kind of like because from my understanding, and you know much more about this than I am, so maybe I'm wrong. From what I understanding is like sort of the way that the sort of people who make Instagram Reels talk is kind of like this imagined 19-year-old gay black guy from the Bronx. Girls Are Fighting is not so much that, but like there's this sort of like affect and cadence that is this.
I love viewing how much of a joke my country is. Sub Elon is insane. This
kind of like neo, kind of like gay black talk.
Well, yes, they're definitely doing the like digital blackface thing or whatever people want to say. The girls are fighting is a long time meme. Like that's like a trope and a phrase that's very popular. You could see two turtles on the street, fighting with the and quote tweet it. But of course, like this happens and everyone has to have
they're
the
on Blue Sky arguing whether it's sexist to make the girls are fighting jokes.
most sort of woke take or whatever. So
Also, Stephen Shred, thank you so much for subscribing. Hope all is well, Mana. Much love. Thank you, Stephen. I'm good. Just getting back to my fitness routine. That's why I took some time off, and now I'm back. Hopefully, I can stream more.
You saw people, I guess, with audiences being like the misogyny and all of it. Like, why do they have to be compared to women? It's like, I could see that if you were saying like, ooh, cat fight or something. And even then it's like you said, Trump is so campy. Like, these are both like very like campy,
It's so
like
campy.
ridiculous people. There is a drama to that. And then there was outrage. Somebody shared a screenshot of a Blue Sky post on Twitter. So then people were like outraged that, you know, it was like the outrage about the outrage.
Oh, you can mine engagement for doing Blue Sky stuff on Twitter. Definitely.
Oh, 100%. Because you could be like, look at what the two woke people over there are doing. What a bunch of losers. Even though it was like mostly happening on Threads, which is hilarious because it's like nothing happens on Threads. But then it came out that like actually the girls are fighting. It's like it's from drag culture. I think it's from some drag queen.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of it's like sort of weird like cheesecloth drag culture like comes down.
So there's this like woman on Instagram Reels this morning, this like white woman. So then like the white women had to apologize. It took me back to 2020. Like
back when we had the classic phrase women in POC. I loved that. 2016 to 2020. That was a big one. And she was apologizing?
She did this apology that I was just like, who is this for? Like, no one cares, by the way. When someone's canceling on Twitter, this is why you should never apologize online. No one cares about. They don't actually want you to apologize.
Everyone likes it. That's the thing that people don't understand. Everyone likes when things happen on these websites, and the things that happen on these websites is something crazy or someone does something bad or someone gets in trouble. Everybody likes it.
Wait, let me just play this for you, Brace.
I would love to see it.
I have stepped in it, and this is an apology. I responded to a video of AOC saying the girls are fighting, talking about Elon Musk and Donald Trump. I did not understand the origins of that particular phrase, that it's rooted in drag culture, in queer culture, particularly in drag culture as shared by people of color. So I responded to her video not understanding the context, and I inserted my experience into something I don't belong in. Thankfully and gratefully, I have people in my community who are willing to educate me and us. And so I took a seat, I did some research, I read all of their comments, and that's where this apology is coming from. So here's what I'm gonna do. First, I'll share some resources in my story. Then I'm going to delete that video because the impact didn't match the intention, and the impact is the only thing that matters. And
Man,
third,
this is such a fucking like a liberal like, what do you call this? A limbo. You feel like you're in liberal purgatory. Like, what the fuck?
I will not be so reactive to these
Looks like it Janice from Friends. Woke scold struggle session happening on Blue Sky. What the fuck? Yeah. Nah.
social media moments. I popped off, and I
Self-correcting to a weird extent. Yeah.
should have thought critically.
Like, why are people arguing over this? Like so, like, minute bullshit where, like, where is the same energy on genocide? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
And said, AOC really knows her stuff.
Also,
She would
Gayacito, thank you so much for resubscribing.
not use that phrase lightly. There's probably something I'm missing here. I did not do that. I will do that going forward.
This type of video is just like, it could have been made
Nah.
by AI to me,
Yes.
because it's like, who is this for? I will share resources on my story. For who?
Yeah.
Who's clicking that?
But just to get back to this, like, there was this like meta cancellations happening over the discourse, and
wait.
like, and also
Meta cancellations.
everyone wanting to insert themselves.
I hate
and, like,
this
cancel
shit.
drama.
Like,
I think like that's what made
can you believe that we are fighting on both fronts? Like, you are like, there are actual fascists out there, and there are also libs like doing bullshit like this. Like,
it's such a good day on Twitter, because it wasn't just like two of the most crazy people on the internet
cancellations.
fighting.
I don't
It was
know.
also just like the chaos, the like Republicans not knowing what to do, and just absurd.
At the end of the day, the reality is, and it sucks to say this because Elon Musk owns it or whatever, like, Twitter is still the main one, you know? Even though it's changed so much, and like,
listening to libs speaking like this feels like I'm having a stroke. Yeah, like it's so performative and just fake, you know? Like, okay, like, why are you focusing on the wrong things? Like, what the hell? Fascists make me angry, liberals make me cringe. Yeah. Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about? Type shit. Yeah.
is so sort of like 4chan-ish now or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's still kind of where everything sort of else expands from.
It's the only real-time platform. The only one.
Yeah, exactly. It's the only real-time platform. That's why I'm like, they're trying to pivot to video, which thankfully does not seem to be working out that well. It sucks so bad because, no, we need people saying things immediately. Because you need to say stupid shit immediately. And I need to see everybody going crazy. And Elon is so addicted to Twitter. I can't remember who did it, but somebody like put together this like how often he was tweeting, and sometimes it was like all but like 3 hours in a day.
Well, they said actually, I think the day that this all happened, I think he posted around 80 times, which people were saying was actually quite down from his usual like 150.
200, 150, yeah. I mean, it's probably pretty easy because a lot of it is just the crying, laughing emoji, the swastika of today. In fact, I'm looking at his Twitter right now, and there's just multiple crying, laughing emojis to things. It sucks because I think he probably will, in order to like appease people, completely give up on the deficit stuff and try to worm his way back into Trump's good graces. I think it'll be a second. I think some stuff will happen behind the scenes. And this is a prediction. This is advice for anybody out there. Never predict, because you might get it right. If you get it right, you'll be remembered as like, oh, that guy got it right for like a second. But if you get something really wrong, which this doesn't really count as, you're wrong forever. But I think it's likely that they'll make up behind the scenes, and then he will kind of come back in the midterms, because he promised an absurd amount of money for, I think, specifically like Trump-related PACs for the midterms. And I think this is going to happen, I'm sure. Trump's not going to be doing well in the midterms, or like there's going to be bad predictions. And Elon's going to like see that as an opportunity to kind of like come back in and put his own guys in there.
Ultimately, too, it's just a reality that the Republicans are better for billionaires and people like him. And that's what I want to get into, too, because I don't know if you saw another thing that happened shortly after these Democrats just like frothing at the mouth, ready to work with him. The leader of the Abundance Conference immediately, Ro Khanna, has been out there really vocal, Richie Torres. Can you talk a little bit about that?
First of all, let me say this right now. Richie Torres, you need to unblock me, because we could cook up something crazy together. And I am Jewish. I'll support whatever you support, which seems to be mostly Israel. It's hard to find other things he supports, but he has come out in favor of abundance lately. And it was funny because
Wait, did he just say that he's in support of Israel?
At Welcome Fest,
Which is the like Abundance Festival, right?
well, I thought it was gonna be more abundant than it was. It was a little incoherent because there was
Bruh,
abundance people
okay.
there who like spoke about abundance.
Never mind.
Blah, blah, blah. But a lot of it was fairly incoherent, sort of like centrism without a real base to it. And I did actually think it was gonna be more abundant than it really was.
Well, tell me about like the
Oh,
Democrats. Like,
okay.
how's it-
It was a joke. I know this guy is super anti-Israel. Oh, okay. I'm like, what the fuck? Because it's so hard to tell, like, if people are joking or not.
successful do you think this is going to be? Because these Democrats like Ro Khanna, and Ro Khanna represents Silicon Valley, but like, yeah.
Okay, that's
like,
good.
Ro
That's
Khanna-
good to know. They're not a Zionist.
It's just saying that. Like, it's like, that's the thing is, I think Ro Khanna likes to be interviewed. Like, I think Ro Khanna is maybe a first pickup on the ring when the press calls kind of guy. Richie Torres obviously definitely is. And I think the reality is it's completely unworkable. And if you actually ask anybody who's like with a modicum of like sense in that kind of coalition, in the Abundance Coalition, they would tell you like this probably isn't going to happen. You can probably win over like a few of them, but Musk right now is so toxic, I think, to the Democrat base, that if the Democrats embraced him, unless he went like full woke, which would be amazing to see.
Full
I love
woke.
it, but he won't. I saw people saying that, like, oh, he's about to be the wokest you've ever seen. It's like, no, he's not, you guys. He's just not.
I'm not so sure he's rocking with the brothers. I'll put it like that. I think one thing he may have read a lot about is race and IQ, maybe.
Or the LGBTQ.
Richie Torres in support of Israel, and because Brace is Jewish, Richie will like him. Okay. He was making fun of a senator who defends Israel more than his own constituents. Ah, okay. Because I don't know who the other guy is. I couldn't tell sarcasm. He's super good at it. Yeah. Brace actually fought with the YPJ Kurds in Syria. Really wild guy. Oh
yeah, he likes the LGB, but he
Muslings trans people to Tesla attacks the same day his estranged daughter criticizes him in Teen Vogue interview.
does not like the trans at all. Although he like hasn't said as much lately about it. Again, like it's one of those things where he inserts current thing. I mean, obviously I'm sure he hasn't changed his views, but like there'll be months where
Full woke alchemist.
Like he's like talking all about that and blah 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 blah, and then he'll just completely change it to something else. But a lot of the abundance types, I think, would be also willing to sort of make that bargain as well. But explicitly doing that is, I think, a little too gauche for them, and so I can't see that happening.
And this is the problem with the Democrats being so like pro-corporation, pro-billionaire, like the new head of the DNC that was like, we just need a few good billionaires on our side. Like the reality
Reid
is,
Hoffman.
like, yeah, exactly. But like they're not. The Republicans are more friendly to billionaires. Like they actually do want like more inequality. So no matter like the Democrats constantly trying to sort of like outright the right, it's never going to work.
It's this triangulation they try to do. And, you know, I saw this a lot at Welcome Fest where, like, we got to just drop a lot of the, like, social stuff and, like, kind of get back to brass tacks. And, like, I think you can see for some Democrats, they think that, like, okay, if we, like, highly moderate or even kind of go conservative on some social stuff, not fully conservative, but, like, roll it back a little bit, and then also moderate some of the economic stuff, we can sort of get the disaffected Republicans and we'll keep our base. That's a gamble of somebody who hasn't talked to a real Republican outside of DC in a long time, because I spent a lot of time at Republican events. I don't think you're going to win a lot of them over. I just don't think it's going to happen.
They don't care about policies.
He could go down in the kente cloth and raise the fist, Nancy Pelosi style, and they would be like, he's based. It kind of reminds me of like the we need a liberal Joe Rogan or whatever. Like, you're just missing the forest for the trees on a lot of this stuff. But I just think on like a full...
Muskie's daughter Vivian is super funny and cool. Yeah, I mean, I saw her interview with Hassan. She made Hassan Vogue. What the fuck? Gotta go work. Bye, y'all. Enjoy laughing at the lives. Bye, Gory. Have a good day at work. Oh my God, I thought I overslept when I saw Mana was streaming, trying out a new stream. Yes, I am. Because I want to reverse my time. Because I want to sleep early. I'm fixing my life. Even if it's at the expense of my usual streaming time, like I need to get healthy, you know? All right, people, I should go to sleep. Stuff needs to get done today. I wish everyone a good day. Bye, DeFresh. Have a good day. Have a good sleep.
national scale.
Yeah, because nobody else is going to fix my life, fix my health, but me, you know?
Can't be adopted. And like Elon is so toxic now, and I'm not just like among like whatever lefty types, but like among like straight up liberals of every persuasion, that it just would not work. And Elon himself is like, I think part of the reason he liked being around Trump so much is because he was elevated to this level of like this based fucking goat in the coalition. And that just would not happen with him in the Dems, and it's laughable. I think that kind of talk will diminish by like next week at least, if it hasn't already.
Yeah, I mean, some of the only sort of like resistance or like movement against Trump that we've seen really meaningfully from liberals was the Tesla takedown stuff. I was out in Joshua Tree that weekend that was all happening. It was all just like old people. But it reminds me also of like the Stop Oligarchy thing too, which got like, I mean, at least in LA, like it was Coachella weekend, so I don't know if that's where all the young people were, but like they had like Joan Baez performing.
Didn't Neil Young come?
Yes, and Neil Young, exactly, who on site, I was like, who is this man, this old man that they're dragging out on stage? Like the audience is that older people. And so I think if you have that coalition, it's like the one thing that the Democrats are sort of against, yeah, you can't embrace. So
You can't embrace it now. He's too
Yeah.
toxic.
where do you think Elon goes from here? Is he going to lay low? What's his next sort of like
Bro, just seeing Elon or any Tesla makes me not. Yeah, I know.
thing going to be?
I think he's throwing himself back into the companies in a sort of performance.
I've never really seen a Tesla, a Cybertruck in Japan because I don't think that the Cybertruck fits Japanese roads. Or maybe, I think it does, but like it's just so ugly. Why would anyone want to buy that?
Way. He really has been doing this already, but like he's gonna redouble himself with SpaceX. I know Tesla is like doing their little Waymos in Austin. You know, his robo taxis may finally come true. This Optimus shit, I think that's a long way off, thank God. But I think he's really gonna be sort of like performatively busy with his companies.
Yeah, I think he's going to be like licking his wounds and being like, oh no, I just need to focus on business.
There is a Teflon.
Like he's a bitch. Oh, what the hell, man? What is going on, Google?
Quality to Elon that I don't think is quite as durable as Trump's, but so far he has bounced back from everything. However, unlike Trump, he is really his own worst enemy. Elon is fundamentally sort of a malignant spirit in a way. That, like,
Malignant
Trump, okay,
spirit.
Yeah, he's a bad guy or whatever, but like Elon has a self-destructive quality to him that
Yeah.
Trump definitely lacks. I'm not foreclosing the possibility of them really having a falling out. I could see him, having a little crash out on Twitter after getting zooted and K'd out, which, by the way, any of the New York Times reporters who said they saw that drug box he had.
The Cybertruck would never meet Japanese safety standards. The damn thing didn't meet Euro standards. Ah, okay, yeah, okay. So then there's that too. I've seen a couple in Canada and they're ugly. Wheels look like they came off a toy car. The only reason the Cybertruck even passed the U.S. regulatory safety standards is because the U.S. allows the companies to self-report. Yeah.
I can identify so many pills on site. You need to send me that fucking box. And I think the good thing is, like, Elon is susceptible to public pressure. So I think if there's a concerted national effort to make Elon depressed and lose his mind, I think it could probably work. I'm not saying I endorse that. Of course, I love Elon. I love
It's
Tesla.
because Japan is woke.
I love SpaceX. Colonize Mars. We're going to get there, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be so amazing. But I think if like 500,000 people really put
Yeah, we have Yaoi and Yuri. We have a lot of woke DEI garbage. The only reason the Cybertruck even passed. Okay. What conflict or interest much? Okay. Conflict of interest. Yeah, yeah, it is. It is a conflict of interest. But I've seen a couple of the only reason, hold on, where's that? I'm cursed with seeing 20 Cybertrucks a day. Oh god. Okay. It's such an eyesore. And from what I heard, the US allows the car companies to do their own oh no, there are no regulatory boards for that. Jesus Christ.
their heads to it, you could probably make Elon go like permanently insane.
All right, Brace. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thanks again to Delete Me for
Okay, all right. At least now we have like a general idea of where the trajectory of their relationship is going. But let's see. Let's look at current events. Oh yeah, did you guys heard about the retaliation that Iran did? There's only like oh, it's alive. It's alive. Okay. There's a live going on. They're just live streaming Tel Aviv. These are too long. I want just like a snippet. Breakthrough News haven't posted anything about Iran. Okay, alright. I don't like watching BBC though. Fuck. Are there any other news sites that we can watch? Okay, let's watch this one. Hold on. Why do a lot of Indian websites, like in Indian news sites, like are obsessed about this? Okay. It's a lot. It's a bit hard to like find anything on this. Okay, let's watch this one. Oh damn. Okay. Some are getting intercepted, some are getting through. Yep. Oh. Also, they don't doesn't the IDF put a lot of their military bases in residential areas? So like they're actually using human shields, huh? Funny how that works. Isaiah, India's lion. India also lion, ma'am. Okay. Look at those stars. Oh wait, my tax dollars at work. How much did that dome cost? They said like $1 million, right? Need to see full saturation attack one day. See the system get overloaded. Oh my god, yeah. Let's not talk about that here. On Minecraft, right? You meant on Minecraft. Quite literally, the IOF HQ is in a shopping center or something, right? So they use human shields. And then accuse others of doing what they are doing because, you know, Joseph Goebbels' style of reverse propaganda. Just lie until the lie sticks, you know. If you lie enough, it's going to become the truth. That's their playbook. Okay, let's watch this one. If this one is 13 minutes.
But we do begin this morning with that significant breaking news out of the Middle East. Iran launching this barrage of missiles across Israel, of course, in retaliation for yesterday's unprecedented attack.
This latest escalation seeing ballistic missiles and drones fired into major cities, including Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, some even breaking through Israel's Iron Dome.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Okay, let's get straight to team coverage this morning. First to 9 Europe correspondent Jessica Millward. Jess, good morning again. What more are we learning this hour?
Good morning, guys. We've just had an update from Israel's emergency services. They say 36 people have been injured, including one woman critically, after Iran launched that volley of
missiles and drones on Israel. Extraordinary images that we're seeing out of Israel this morning. You can see there the night sky lighting up, the Iron Dome managing to intercept most of those surface-to-surface missiles. However, some did break through, and the moment one hit downtown Tel Aviv was caught on camera. Extraordinary images. A building has been damaged. We've seen
There was a clip of a streamer being live when a missile hit it. It was scary. I mean, on Tel Aviv.
images of it on fire, and rescue teams race to the scene. Israel's Defence Minister has called this a crossing of all red lines, but we knew this was coming. It has been threatened all day, and Israelis.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Iran had such a quick response to Israel's strikes. I mean, because now they really targeted Iran. Like, on their soil. Oh, Iranian streamer, okay.
Knew it was coming. They've been on a state of emergency all day ever since Israel launched
My God,
that
dude, look at
strike
that.
on
Holy
Iran.
fuck.
So most people would have been in bunkers. Rocket alarms were sounding across the country as this barrage of missiles did hit. But indeed, the fact that it's got through the Iron Dome has surprised many people, with Israel's Prime Minister addressing the country saying this is just the beginning.
In the past 24 hours, we've taken
I don't like to listen to this bitch talk. Oh my God, fuck.
now top military commanders, senior nuclear scientists, the Islamic regime's
What happened to his like dick cancer? Was it actually cancer?
most significant enrichment facility and a large portion of its ballistic missile arsenal. More is on the way. The regime doesn't know what hit them. They don't know what will hit them.
We're learning more about that unprecedented.
They probably had a dozen launchers pointed at Tel Aviv since October 7th, and just in case. It's only crossing red lines if Israelis get hurt and not the people in that half of the Tehran residential buildings that could. Yeah, of course not, because they're not. Arabs are not people to the West. So, what do we expect? Speaking English, by the way, Israel speak Hebrew. Why the fuck he's speaking English, right? It's funny his statement was in English because of course it's meant for the international audience. Crossing lines that's crazy while committing a yeah, exactly. They all creep me out. Like the entirety of I don't think any Israeli politician has a right in their right mind. Like they're all fucking insane.
Attack by Israel on Iran. It was months in the
And also just learned that Nux Taco is apparently Israeli and living in Israel. And I saw a tweet. Someone was like retweeting the Iranian military and was like, yo, slime off Nux Taco for me, gang. What the hell?
planning. Benjamin Netanyahu says he ordered it last year. It was meant to happen in April, but then that didn't happen. They chose this week.
Right, it makes so much sense that he's a fucking weirdo and just like a, I don't know. There were a lot of weird allegations about him too being a predator. So, and then someone was like, oh yeah, this guy is living in Israel. He was not living in. He was a Canadian Israeli, and then he moved to Israel apparently. I don't know why, but he's a fucking weirdo. So
do so because Israel say a nuclear attack by Iran on Israel was imminent. Mossad.
Favorite tweets have been the ones making fun of his like cousin or something who got slimed in Gaza. Yeah. International audience, it's not just a picture of a map of NATO member. Yeah. And it's just a picture of that map of NATO member. Yeah. Because that's, to them, it's the international community. Fucking, the pores do not matter, you know? Okay? The pores don't matter. Yeah. Israel is it's a haven for. Yep.
Israel's spy agency had operatives on the ground. A number of nuclear and military sites have been struck across Iran. And as we heard from the Prime Minister there, he is saying this is just the beginning. Well, Iran is saying just the same, promising to open the...
Yeah, I mean, of course, who else would it be? How else can you uphold white supremacy, you know?
gates of hell on Israel. And what we've seen across the country this morning is just the beginning.
Extraordinary language. Jess, thank you. Let's head now to Nine's US correspondent, Reed Butler.
Reed, what's the reaction been from world leaders so far?
Well, the consensus from most world leaders, guys, has been pull back, get back to the negotiating table. But as you just heard there from Jess, that does not appear to be the direction where this conflict is heading. The US President Donald Trump, he says the White House was aware that these strikes against Iran from Israel were going to happen. He has been desperately trying to broker a deal to curb Iran's nuclear capabilities now. But now what we're seeing is the American military moving in, mobilizing to help defend Israel.
Let's not forget that Israel has a sterilization program for African descent Jewish people in Israel. Yeah. The Ethiopian Jews were sterilized without their consent.
Against these retaliatory attacks from Iran. We have seen Donald Trump post on Truth Social today. He has written, "There has already been great death and destruction, but there is still time to make this slaughter, with the next already planned attacks being even more brutal, come to an end." He is still hoping that Iran can get to that negotiating table like those other world leaders, but Iran has already confirmed it has pulled out of planned talks with the US that were due to get underway in the coming days in Oman. Guys?
Thank you, Reed. Our breaking news from the Middle East, where Iran has retaliated this morning, launching a blistering attack on Israel.
I believe we have some live pictures to get to right now, and this is what we're seeing right now, a third wave of strikes in Tel Aviv. The Iron Dome so far has done a pretty good job.
Good job, okay.
In the circumstances.
Yeah, this is the Tel Aviv skyline that we are looking at the moment. A couple of missiles looking like they're heading, but not landing. Look, for more, we are joined by political scientist Professor Simon Jackman in Canberra. Simon, good morning to you.
Good morning.
These are deeply concerning developments. As you can see, they are evolving.
Why are they not mentioning the fact that Iran is just doing a retaliatory strikes? They're framing it as if Iran is doing it without provocation, right? Iran just did it because vibes. Like what? What really started this, huh? They're not saying anything because they're fucking Zionists.
Right now, can you talk us through why these strikes have occurred?
Hi, Mana. Hi, Ems. Glad to finally catch another stream. Hello, Fidel. I love the Mark Zaki. Thanks. I shall return to work. Everyone, please have a great day, night. This was by far one of the most interesting streams I've been on Twitch. Thank you, Hound Tactical, for joining us. Have a good day at work. Rumors are that Trump gave Israel money to hit Iran. I mean, he doesn't have to. That's like...
Oh, where to begin? The background to this is that this weekend, the United States and Iran were supposed to be having what was to be their sixth round of negotiations about getting Iran back to a slow walk, if you will, or a managed walk on their nuclear program. Trump wanted his own version of a deal that the Biden administration had in place. Everybody knew those talks were scheduled to happen this weekend, but in particular, Israel knew these talks.
Yeah, they don't even need any deep reason to bomb Iran. They would bomb Iran if Iran sneezed at Israel, you know?
And this is literally Israel throwing the chess table completely upside down. This is...
Reminds me of how the media was glazing that the Israeli pager atrocity in Lebanon earlier this year. Yeah. Like I said, they don't treat Arabs as humans. and Persians at this time as well.
They have, by some reporting, those attacks into Tehran took out the lead negotiator who was going to represent Iran at those talks in Oman this weekend. This is Israel asserting itself and taking control of its equities, if you will, with respect to Iran's nuclear program, to some extent completely preempting and look, let's not beat around the bush, ending. And Iran has, quite unsurprisingly now announced it won't be attending those talks in Oman this weekend. That is at an end. Iran will now and will be doing what it's going to do with respect to its nuclear program. Israel has completely changed that trajectory.
Yeah, anyone with any amount of melanin on their skin is instantly subhuman. Yeah. And it's just sad that a lot of people of color internalize these ideals as well, which makes them agents of white supremacy as well, even though they're the ones who are gonna get taken out when the ideals that they uphold are going to become successful, because they're not part of the plan. Why are you okay? Anyway. Oh yeah, I did forgot to mention Lord Moro here. Thank you so much for subscribing.
So, Simon, it must be pointed out, we are taking a live shot now, but just moments ago, as you were coming to air with us, we did see a missile actually penetrate.
Hello,
the
Dorian.
Dome, and this is the shot right now of it hitting in Tel Aviv. And as you said just then, Iran has promised to, quote, open the gates of hell. I mean, do you get the feel this is just the beginning of that retaliation?
Well, yes, I do, because Israel is talking about this being a sustained week-long campaign to not just the spectacular decapitation strikes of the scientific and military leadership inside Iran, but to degrade systematically the Iranian nuclear weapons program. Iran will respond, as you've seen. I think there's an open question as to how much capability Iran has, how long Iran can continue to send barrages of missiles, what their stockpiles are. When you send a lot of missiles at once, that's the only way you can overwhelm Iron Dome. How can essentially Iran sustain that tempo of barrages? How deep are their stockpiles of those sorts of missiles? I think Israel probably, you'd be betting, has the deeper capability, and moreover, they're getting a lot of assistance in a very standoffish way, if you will, indirect way from the United States, with the impressive intelligence capabilities detecting those missile launches and queuing up Iron Dome to help stave off those barrages of missiles coming in from Iran.
I mean, this is the third wave that we're seeing right now coming in from Iran into Israel. So not a lot of clarity on that stockpile. Also not a lot of clarity, Simon, on how much Donald Trump knew. He has indicated this morning that he knew every detail about the deal. Do we think that he instructed Netanyahu to do this, or is he just saying this morning?
I think he didn't say no, I think is the way I would put it. There is no way Israel would undertake this, because they need US intelligence capability to deal with the aftermath, as we're seeing on screen right now. As I just said, US intelligence capabilities.
It's insane how they treat all Arabic people as a monolith. Why don't other Arabs take in the Palestinian population? Because they're different people, for fuck's sake. Yeah, they have different cultures. Imagine saying, well, why don't French people take the entirety of the Germanic population in their country? They're both white. Exactly. It's in let's see. They never grew past evolutionary instincts. I hate how every time Western media just regurgitates the Israeli narrative uncritically, literally always platforming their officials, and shit it's so tiring. Yeah.
Play a huge role detecting the launches.
I'm
of those
so
missiles
tired
as they
of it.
come over the horizon towards Israel. There is no way that Netanyahu would have done this without at least a yellow light, if you will, if not a green light from Trump. I think this had been in the works for a while. I think there'd been some diplomacy between the United States and Israel. Trump trying to see if these talks were going to actually get anywhere. I think when Israel finally said, well, we're not going to wait for that. We're going to take, rather than wait for the US and Iran to perhaps arrive at a negotiation, we're going to take matters into our own hands. And by the way, let's not underestimate Netanyahu's ambition here and just how spectacular, I'll use the word, have been Israel's strikes on, in the first instance, Hamas leadership after October 7 in particular. Only last year, I think it was, that there was a very precise attack on a member of the Iranian military leadership, and following up again today. I think that doesn't happen without the US being aware of that impressive intelligence capability Israel clearly has. And like I said, it wasn't exactly a red light, the way I would put it, that Israel got from the United States.
Realistically right now, how influential can our voice be? Will Anthony Albanese, our PM, get a chance to have a one-on-one with Trump, and how important is it?
I think that's the real question. It was not clear, even as the Prime Minister got on the plane yesterday to fly off to the G7, it was not, all the reporting is neither side had committed, the Americans had not committed to a one-on-one. It's the G7 where they're sort of almost in observer status, if you will. It's an opportunity for our Prime Minister to have some important talks one-on-one.
What is Trump doing?
I think the international agenda has clearly been scrambled by the events of the last 24 hours or so. There's a good chance that Albanese comes back from Canada without having had a one-on-one with Donald Trump. I just think there's just an awful lot going on in the international system. It doesn't mean it's not a worthwhile trip for the Prime Minister to take. There's a lot of other people to talk to. And indeed, I think we are living in a world where America's always distracted by the Middle East, particularly now. And I think Australian diplomacy and prosecuting Australian national interests means having our Prime Minister talking to regional partners every opportunity they get, particularly because America is focused on other things.
Simon, we have to go. Thanks so much for your insight, though,
Thank you.
Weekend Today. We really appreciate it.
See you.
Welcome back to Weekend Today. Back now with more on our breaking news coverage from the Middle East, where tensions are escalating, it seems, by the minute, really. Iran has this morning warned the gates of hell, quote unquote, are about to open on Israel as both countries unleash this wave of missile strikes targeting military infrastructure. For more, let's bring in today's talk as we have Independent Zali Steggall and also former Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk. Zali, to you in the studio, good morning to you. The world is really on edge. How troubling is this situation?
It is really concerning, the escalation of the conflict in the Middle East, and I hope cool heads will prevail. Obviously, the 200-odd strikes by Israel into Iran are clearly very, I think, that's inflammatory, obviously. And now the retaliation, the question, will that draw in more powers and more nations? I hope some sense and some de-escalation will be able to be negotiated between the nations, because we don't want to see this situation escalate and expand to other nations. We know the situation in Gaza for the Palestinian people is incredibly dire, with no access to food and humanitarian aid. And we, of course, still have hostages that haven't been released. So I think this whole situation really needs to, we need cool heads to prevail.
We do. Anastasia, to you, I mean, these attacks, you look at them, they were designed to take out Iran's well-documented nuclear programs, right? But it's created this greater unknown, I guess. Where does this whole situation go from here?
That's right. Yeah, look, I share with what Penny Wong said, that the situation is very alarming, what's happening at the moment. And to what you said too, Clint, it seems that these attacks were very targeted. They're not at the people in Iran, they're targeted directly at people involved in nuclear facilities or scientists. But I think, I agree with Zali, we need cool heads here. I mean, this is escalating at a rapid rate, and I think we need to be aware that there are families living in both countries, there are Australians living in both countries as well, and hopefully we'll see a de-escalation. But at the moment, things are not looking good over there.
Okay. Sorry, Ames, I had to answer a text from my mom. Sorry. My bad. Am I back now? Okay, all right. I'm back. All right, so what are we doing here? Now what? Okay, what are we doing?
Israel and Iran are at war. At the time of writing, it hasn't been formalized, but after what happened in the pre-dawn hours of June the 13th, it's as good as done. Israel has launched a massive...
Only attack nuclear facilities is crazy too. Hopefully no leaks. Why the fuck are they pretending that Iran attacked for no reason? We only attacked their nuclear facilities, lol. Iran has no right to respond. Is the main agenda, and so-called international audience accepts this. Yeah. I hate this. I hate this framing. His little J.O. dance. They objectively didn't just do that too. There's fucking video of their targets like since the minute it happened. This is the premiere of my state. Ew. Sorry to hear that. They were at people in Iran. You mean they were targeting people? You were spared from the... Yeah. This guy is a slop guy, but maybe something interesting is said. Is this the German invades Russia moment for Israel youth? Oh, for Israel, you think? Okay. Maybe. Where's the Iranian Stalin when we need him right now? Yeah.
Sequence of airstrikes, sabotage, and targeted assassination.
I don't like watching, like, you know, I'm pretty sure I already have a feeling that this is a Zionist supportive. Born too late to deploy to the Middle East. Born too early to deploy to the Middle East. Born just in time to deploy to the Middle East. Okay. Yeah, because your government is going to send you there. Do you want that? Are you still going to support a government that would willingly just send you to war for no good fucking reason? You're going to fight a war for a country that's to protect a country that's not even yours. And all of your taxes go there. Americans are cucks. What the hell? That's cuck behavior. Okay, I don't see a lot of like... Should we keep watching this, imps, or just, you know... Because we might rage quit because they would probably say something... As T-Color said, this is a slop guy, so yeah. I know I've already seen enough of the Western media, so I don't know. It was a direct response to what my premiere said, where she went, oh, they were just targeting military targets with Iran. Like, fuck no, they targeted civilian buildings. There are also claims that Israel deployed a low-yield nuke in Syria when they invaded Golan Heights. All of that for a drop of oil, yeah. Ever since I saw that guy, Simon Whistler, hired by Visual Politic EN to lie about the protests in my country, I wins every time. Whenever I see him, slop talking, head for sure. Yeah. That's why we voted for a draft dodger. I like to roll the dice. Okay. Okay, let's roll the dice on this one, and if we rage quit, it's on you.
Across Iran, targeting the country's nuclear facilities, its military leadership, and its ballistic missiles. Iran has made clear its intent to retaliate in kind. The United States stands ready to respond with overwhelming force.
What? What did he say?
States stands ready to respond. The United States. Iran has made clear its intent to retaliate in kind.
Okay, all right, yeah, okay. To retaliate, its intent to retaliate on, its intent to retaliate in kind.
The United States stands ready to respond with overwhelming force, and the time for negotiation has conclusively passed. It's the showdown that the Middle East has been building toward for decades, and it's finally here. Israel and Iran. 0 seconds.
Yeah, it's what Lenin is saying. Finally, decades can happen. Decades can happen in weeks. Decades of events can happen in weeks. In just a week, rather.
Know in advance what comes next. Now, before we begin.
Does the electronic intifada have anything about? Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. Because I don't want to watch slop, please. No, they don't have anything on the attacks yet. What? Like I looked at Breakthrough News, they don't have it either.
We've got to issue a very important caveat here. Everything that we discussed today is accurate to the best of our ability as of 9 o'clock in the morning, local time in Tehran on Friday, June the 13th. We have worked to produce and publish this episode as quickly as possible. Indeed, I'm heading off on holiday this afternoon. I wasn't even supposed to be in the office this morning, but they're at war. But we can practically guarantee that the situation will have evolved further by the time that you see this episode. Rest assured that we will be back to cover major developments in due time. Indeed, I'm back from holiday next week. Oh, with that out of the way, let's begin. The explosions began at about 3 o'clock in the morning, again, local time in Tehran. In Jerusalem, the attack was dubbed Operation Rising Lion. Among the most important targets for Israel was a key uranium enrichment facility called Natanz, where Iran has worked to prepare enough uranium at the proper enrichment levels that it could create weapons-grade material on short notice. Images circulating on social media in the immediate aftermath of Israel's first wave of strikes showed Natanz in flames with smoke billowing high into the sky. According to the chief of Iran's Atomic Energy Agency, Natanz is now severely damaged.
Okay, so the framing is already like, oh, Israel was striking Iran's nuclear facility. All right.
But Natanz was far from Israel's only target. According to sources from within Israel's defense apparatus, the Israel Defense Forces, or IDF, hit a number of sites relating to Iran's nuclear program, as well as its missile launch capabilities and its command.
Oh man, I was also wondering if you saw the AI Trump tweet about gay. I don't know. It's that. Well, why does that even exist?
Control infrastructure. A number of hits were reported across the capital city of Tehran, including at 6 separate.
What about Colonial Outcast with Greg? Oh yeah. Hold on. Does he? Wait, he has a YouTube channel, right?
One of the many.
No, they don't have it either. They don't have the latest one. They have 1 day ago. It says here, Iran accesses Israeli intel. Israel prepares for strikes. Yeah, but that's the strike and the retaliation already happened, so.
Military bases, 2 secure command posts, and residential units where important Iranian figures lived. The headquarters of the Revolutionary Guard Corps was reported to be in flames by the time the first strike ended, with some accounts in.
They hit nuclear targets in Iran like 5 years ago. Can you link what? No, I don't want to watch it. Is that the gay comment? No, I don't care about that, please. I've seen enough slop. I don't want to see more slop. I think the only correct response to that is no, touch grass. Yeah. Exactly. Don't be. These things are not important, okay? So like it doesn't matter.
That a crisis meeting between senior leaders was underway when the
What I'm actually looking for are like information about this from like reliable sources, like not slop. So please don't recommend me slop while I'm trying to avoid slop.
Was hit. Iran declared a nationwide state of emergency in response, although by the time it went into effect, a second wave.
As with all good things in life, we must wait for better coverage. That's true. Leader of paramilitary Revolutionary Guard confirmed dead.
Wave of strikes was already on its way. After a few hours, Israeli sources reported that the IDF had logged around 300 successful hits, with that number only expected to rise as the
Yeah, on civilians, bitch. What the fuck?
situation evolves. According to a wide range of sources speaking anonymously to the global press, Israel's first wave of attacks went far beyond just airstrikes. Israeli intelligence elements linked to the Mossad organization moved into action all across the country, especially in urban areas, carrying out a range of acts of sabotage and targeted.
The only sources I have are just Twitter accounts, to be honest. Yeah. I think that we have to wait for now. Like, let's just look at the Al-Quds. Because they're already framing it as like, oh, yeah. Woo, go IDF. I don't want to watch this anymore. You aren't verified yet. I don't want to be. Why do you want to keep me? I hate this. I hate this so much. The skies above occupied Jerusalem. Yeah. Rocket shrapnel fell in northern occupied Palestine. Okay. Iranian rockets have fallen in Tiberias, the occupied Golan, and Lower Galilee in northern occupied Palestine. Breaking explosions heard in occupied Haifa. Israeli occupation forces stormed the Jalazon camp north of Ramallah in the occupied West Bank. What the fuck? Why are they attacking the West Bank? There's absolutely no fucking reason to do this. Oh shit. Okay. Israeli airstrikes east of Iran. Iranian capital. Oh no, they struck the airport too? Okay, so they're targeting civilians. Man, they're trying to destabilize the West Bank. Breaking, Iran's ambassador to the United Nations, Saeed Iravani, says Israeli attacks on Iran have left 78 killed and 320 injured. Israeli occupation army spokesperson. We attacked the nuclear facility in the Isfahan province. The recent Iranian rocket attack completely destroyed a building in Tel Aviv. According to Israeli media, explosions heard in occupied Eilat without sirens being activated.
Trey, what can you tell us? Respondent Trey Yinks has been up all night, is standing by with all the details. Trey, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Laura, following that Israeli attack against Iranian nuclear facilities and top IRGC leadership overnight and into today, the Iranians have responded with 3 waves of ballistic missiles. This is Israel's version of the Pentagon, the Kiryat. And the building on this compound was just hit.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
You can understand here, it's very tense at this specific location because the Iranians are now targeting the defense establishment of Israel.
Yeah, good.
And so I'm going to have my cameraman pan up here to this building just across the street from the Kiryat.
Who struck first in that case? My God. Okay, so there's not really enough video coverage yet. Again, it's hard to not see this as Germany invading eastward for oil. To be fair, we know their reason. Yeah. That's like asking a rabid dog why it bites. Just trying to slaughter as many as possible. I'm sure all of those people were totally involved in the nuclear program, guys. Iran needs to get nukes now, to be honest. They needed nukes yesterday, but they need them now. Imagine if Nux Taco gets hit by Iran. Yeah, someone, like I said, someone someone tweeted that. They quote retweeted the Iranian military and were like, yo, slime off Nux Taco for me, gang. Not gonna lie, worried about every country having nukes, yeah. It's always sad that nuclear weapons as deterrents are seen as a necessity nowadays. Well, I mean, at the very least, you know, like, the DPRK foresaw that. Like, they know, they've foreseen that the American, well, you know, America is not going to stop at nuclear weapons. They know that. It's not enough of a deterrent. Like, at this point, is it even still a deterrent anymore? Like, come on now. Because we're dealing with like a fucking insane country. They don't give a fuck. They will, you know, the Samson, what's that? The Samson protocol or some shit. The Cold War set an uneasy precedent. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, we don't have enough information about this that are not, you know, slop, that are not just framing the Israeli strikes on Iran as justified. So I don't want to see that because there's enough. I've watched enough. I think that's enough slop for me today. I can only take so much slop after like having like a diet of like slop for like a month of not hog watching, you know. Like I can only endure so much. So maybe this is my cutoff for today. So I will be trying to stream more this month because I'm back to like my kind of like my happy base medium, or where I can like balance streaming with my healthy lifestyle. So, but I think 3 hours is enough for hog watching today. Mana tanking the slop for our entertainment. Okay, fine. Wait a minute. Like, do you really want to watch that one? That's fair. I need to limit my. Yeah, exactly. You, especially you, Yusin. I think you've been watching too much slop. Like, stop sharing slop. Oh my god. I really do think that it's crazy that we live in an era where a country can strike unprovoked and manufacture consent afterwards. Exactly. So I advise you guys, since for me it's still only 11:30 a.m. So I would like to end the stream now because I want to eat my lunch. Exactly, you don't want to have aneurysm. You want to have a healthy life. So you want to kind of at least have a relatively healthy life. I was saying how much you had to mentally endure for. Well, we are enduring it together. So to be fair, I'm not doing it alone. This is exactly why I saved this day to like look into the Trump and Musk, because I want to do it together with you guys. So that there's like a feedback of dialogue, right? Like there's like dialogue while watching the slops. Like all the fucking slop that we're gonna, meet, that we're gonna have to endure. So it's not too much of a burden if I'm not watching it alone, Slop encore. No more platinum. Like how are you advising me to like manage my cortisol levels and at the same time encouraging cortisol into my body? What kind of doctor are you? You're not helping. Just like watching bad movies with homie. Exactly. Like Dr. Chip over here advising, oh yeah, you should like monitor your hormones, like what is your blood work? Yeah. At the same time, slop encore. All right. That's really good advice, medical doctor. I don't know, like the world is going insane. Doctors are the worst patients, they say. So they say I'm also falling apart. Yeah, I think for all of our mental health sake, let's limit this. Like, so when it comes to slop, we can only probably like tolerate 3 to 4 hours of that. We can't go beyond that. Okay. I think if all goes well today and my schedule, because I'm gonna record, I might also do a gaming day tomorrow, but it's just at the same time still. So if any of y'all want to play Monster Hunter with me tomorrow, you want to hop in, like, if I will stream tomorrow, I still haven't decided yet because I need to finish something today. And if I can't finish it, then I'm not gonna be able to do that tomorrow. But if I do, then I will be streaming tomorrow. But you'll know later tonight. So for now, I will be signing off, imps, because I need to go and eat my lunch and get my steps in, because I need to get my 12K steps today on my day off. I'm not lifting today. I'm just gonna walk. But yeah, a slop a day keeps the doctor away. Exactly. Is it your agenda, Platinum, that you want us to keep on watching slop so that we can keep on going to the hospital so that you can keep your job? So you have more patients. I see what you're doing. I'm done if I'm free. Okay. I hit hour 55, I think. All I would say is that I like organs. Okay. Have a good slop detox, Emma. Thank you, Fidel. Thank you to everyone who tune in. Despite my really completely 180, like literally 180 schedule in my stream, I'm surprised you guys turned up. I'm really actually surprised because you know me for my other time slot, right? But this time around, I'm trying to like stream early in the morning. So I'm still glad that a lot of people came in, and more than I actually expected. So that's pretty cool. Thank you so much for supporting my streams. So I will try to stream a lot more so that we can, catch up and just talk some random shit, because that's what streams are supposed to be. Can I type in here right now? Yes. What do you? Hello, Chris. What's up? What are you doing, Chris? Of course you can type. What's up, Chris? How you doing? Oh, by the way, imps, if you don't know, Chris and I are working on a power violin song right now, and we are sampling that. Well, you'll see. But I think it's a really, really good song. You couldn't type here for some reason. What? Maybe you just needed to refresh the browser. Someone say power violence. Yes. Yeah, we are working on a song. We wanted something fast and angry, so yeah. We want something fast and angry. So we are gonna do fast and angry. Yeah, I'm so excited. Chris sent me the demo, like some of the riffs the other day, and I'm like, ooh, I like this. Music to put people under anesthesia. Power violence. Okay. No, platinum. Oh my god. I'm still like baffled how someone is a medical doctor and at the same time you gave me the worst profile picture on my Twitter. The master of slop over here. Exactly. My god. How do you do your bedside manner, platinum? It's okay. It's just one kidney. You still have the other one. No, for real though. I'm curious at how Platinum does his bedside manner. Slop doctor. Wait, Platinum? Yeah, Platinum is a surgeon in training. He opens up people's bodies to get their organs out. It could have a really dark turn, and then Platinum could just like go under the radar and just be in the illegal black organ market. In the black market for organs. Organ trafficking doctor. I'm kidding. I have to lock in so many hours in the hospital. I use Mana Stream to be a silly okay. Alright, I understand. I get you so much. So because I have to do the same thing at work, I have to be like serious face all the time. So when I'm on my stream, you see me like this as an anime bitch on the internet talking about Elon Musk and how he looks like a fucking lollipop, He looks like a popsicle that swallowed a barrel. Saving lives, replacing organs with slop one day at a time. Sometimes he doesn't put them back in. Aggressively feeds patients souvlaki. Oh, what is a souvlaki? My dream is to be Dr. Kyle from what's WKUK? What the fuck? Okay. All right, before this goes in a dark turn, okay? I've already suggested organ trafficking, so As Bill Burr once said, Elon's laminated face is a sketch group called Whitest Kids You Know. Oh my God. Dr. Kyle. Souvlaki is Greek food. Oh yeah, right now I'm not, like I said before, like I think I mentioned it like 2 months ago. I'm no longer vegan, so I'm entertaining dairy now. I just started eating Greek yogurt for protein. Cause it's so hard to just like get your protein. Like it's like it's easier to get your protein from Greek yogurt because it doesn't have a lot of fat. So souvlaki is just Greek kebab. So yeah, I'm eating Greek yogurt. It's pretty good. I really like it. I put blueberries and like sometimes I put cherries. I put mangoes. I'm entertaining eggs as well for extra protein and healthy fats because since I'm going on a caloric deficit, I need to have more biotin in my body so that I don't lose hair. So, I might. Yeah, I'm no longer vegan cuz also the associated the fucking associated stigma, like you know IDF is, they call IDF as like the most vegan army in the world, and I'm like, fuck this shit, man. I don't, ew, you know. So I'm like, no. Greek yogurt is a very good protein source. I eat it every day. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Greek yogurt. It's like y'all Greeks like cooked in that, you know. I'm making it an abomination by mixing Greek yogurt with no, okay. Wait. Well, no, but actually that would work as like a protein ice cream, you know, like a froyo. Yeah, like IDF boasts itself as the most vegan army in the world. So I'm like, no, fuck that shit. Liberal Zionist claims about IDF are insufficient. Yeah. And also the general vegan movement, like, oh, go vegan and save the world. No, you don't. We need to dismantle capitalism. Like, you can't, like, a person changing their diet is not gonna have any effect on the systems in place. Like, sure, if you want to say, like, oh, go vegan and be healthy, I can ride with that because, you know, that there are health benefits on being a vegan. But, like, when you say that you can save the world by just being a vegan, shut the fuck up. Like, no, that's not how it works. Like putting personal responsibility on people to solve a systemic issue is fucking lib garbage, you know. Also, I've been trying to like bond with my family a lot more, so I don't want them to adjust to me, you know. I don't want them to keep on adjusting to me. So I'm just trying to like introduce like animal products in my diet so that I don't, you know, I don't miss out on family events. Cause right now I feel like we're on the verge of like turmoil and you'll never know what's gonna happen. So while I'm still alive, while I still can, while I still see my family, I want to be able to like bond with them, you know, to like be able to have like meals with my family together. Because I think I've been vegan for 10 years. I think I've already like skipped a lot of family gatherings. So I've realized like, you know, I need to be closer to my family, you know, so. It's just one of those things that I'm trying to reconsider. Like, my priorities have changed. And also, like, you know, it's a lot better to, like, be able to, like, bond with your family on with meals. Eating meals together with your family. Greek yogurt is Turkish, Mana. They just called it that for marketing reasons. For real? They don't want to call it Turkish yogurt because nobody's gonna buy it. Damn, you gotta be ultra anti-vegan. No, I'm not really super anti-vegan. I just got like demoralized by that. Like it's just like demoralizing, you know? It's just like I'm just like, you know what? I'm not gonna be strict anymore because like, man, there is no benefit, you know? Like what? Like, oh, I'm so much better than everybody else, you know? Like I'm not seeing the fucking point anymore. I don't see the point anymore. We're gonna have most civilized Balkan conversation in Mana stream about the origins of Greek yogurt. Time to eat some Tyrannosaurus Chimsy sandwiches. Yeah, that's true. Will you now have dino nuggies? I don't want to like eat processed food though. If I'm gonna have to introduce like animal products back into my diet, I wouldn't go straight for the fucking garbage, you know? Like, let me enjoy the healthy first, you know? I think my body would not be able to take it too. Like if you just like go straight from like eating vegetables and then you just let someone eat dino nuggies. But yeah, anyway, Imps, I need to go. I need to get ready to walk and also like prepare my lunch. And I'll be seeing you soon. Like if not tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow we'll be able to play together. I want to do a game. Like I want to do at least a gaming day like once or twice a month, but with the Imps rather. But I would also like want to play games on stream as well because I just want to I don't have enough time to like play games on the daily because I replaced playing Monster Hunter every night with walking. Okay, so instead of playing Monster Hunter, I'm walking. I'm just walking, you know, to get that 12K steps in. Mystery Meat Origins. Fair enough, I was half joking. It's fine. Like, you know what? Like, it's a lifestyle and you're free to choose however you live your life. Whether you're vegan, you eat meat, you're fucking carnivore, I don't care. Like, it's your life. It does not affect me or anyone. Like, it's not gonna harm anyone. Like, it's not gonna be like the end of the world, you know? So just chill, and let's just be chill with each other. Like if somebody chooses to eat meat, if somebody chooses to not eat meat, like just be fucking chill, okay? Like let them live their lives. Like people make their choices for a reason, you know? Plan to hook you up with a stack plate of dino nuggies. Yeah. The best doctor. To be fair, Hannibal series cooking were pretty appetizing. What? Let's be real. The reason you drop veganism is Monster Hunter food porn cuts. Maybe. But yeah, I've been thinking about it for a whole year, you know. So since the genocide started, like I was just like, man, what is the point in being a vegan? And like my friend sending me like, you know, like the prices of food. Like, can you imagine like 3 kilograms of flour is $900? Like, how the fuck, you know? Like, and I'm out here like restricting myself and like not really appreciating like the food made by my family. Like, wait, what? Like, this is I have it backwards. What do you mean? Like, I can't. I always refuse my sister-in-law's cooking because it has meat in it. And like, I'm like, whoa, okay, like, you know, like. And then meanwhile, like, people in Palestine are even struggling to scrape by. Like, I have it twisted. It fucked me up. Okay, it kind of fucked me up. So I don't know. Right now. I want to focus on with my family. Like, I want to focus on being able to like have gatherings with them. You know, like, I don't know. Something made me, something in my brain switched. You know. I also don't want to like force them into my lifestyle, you know? So I can just be flexible, you know? There are days where I don't like it's still hard for me to like just keep on eating meat. The idea of that is still a little bit. I will be flexible, you know? It's one day at a time, but you know, it takes a lot. It's a little bit of getting used to. So I will get to that point where I don't have to really think about like, is this good or bad? Like, it's there. There shouldn't have been that distinction anyway. You know, food is food. You know, like seeing Palestinians like suffer from starvation, and I'm out here like labeling food as good or bad. You know what I mean? When some people don't even have anything to eat. So yeah, I kind of it fucks me up. Like, I don't know. It's just, yeah. So that's where my mind is at the moment. All I saw was Mana's avatar and Monster Hunter eating lettuce though. Wait, no, I also chose some meats though. No shot. If they are ethically grown, I think so, yeah. Is it vegan to eat people? Oh my god. Alright, okay, let's... Wow, once again, cannibalism entered chat. Okay, like when can I have a stream where nobody brings up cannibalism ever? Like, why is it always cannibalism, Hims? Why do you always resort to cannibalism? Like, can you explain to me? Abolish wage slavery so we can eat people. Mayor got Flora thrive, Mana. Thank you. I will try. Why does Mana chat always devolves into cannibal? Exactly my question. It's free real estate. No. Okay, let's end this before we say things we regret, okay? All right, Imps, this is it for me today. I will be seeing you maybe tomorrow so we can play games together if you're into that. You know, I wanna play Monster Hunter actually. If you wanna join me in playing Monster Hunter, you know, like, I think I already got the Akuma quest, so I want to complete that. Although I'm not really gonna change weapons anyway. I just want to get that. Pigs look tasty, what can I say? I don't like to eat pork. Ew. Like, but okay, you do you. You do you though. I cannot stand the high fat content. Like, I feel like I'm gonna have a stroke if I eat pork, you know? I need to grind the Akuma stuff. Yeah. I don't think I'd even imbibe them rich when it comes to cannibalism. Elon stew. No, I don't want to eat an Elon stew. Ew. You know, like, we say eat the rich, but I actually don't want to eat the billionaires. They look so demonic. Like, I feel like I'm gonna absorb the demons. So no, I don't wanna. Mana says pork is halal. Mashallah. No! Chicken is nice because it is low fat and tastes good. Okay. All right. You're just sending me your meat recommendations. All right, Imps. I need to go. I need to eat my lunch. It's already 12 p.m. here. Maybe let's wait 2 minutes so that we can make it into 4 hours anyway. Elon stew is pumped with hormones. I prefer my billionaire free range. Yeah, that's true. And also, Thadalonia's Moon Sprocket. Thank you so much for subscribing for 5 months now. I thought you were already a demon. Yeah, yes, but like not that kind of demon, okay? Not the genocidal demon. No. Not the hoarding wealth kind of demon. I'm more like free, give everyone free housing and healthcare education type of demon. Good to see you again, comrade. Hope you're well. Thank you, Mafia. Okay, not Mafia. Mafia. Fruit Takuchi Mana, Queen of the Apples, Lord of the Bananas, King of the Orange. Hello. Hello, Izumi. Join, yes. Demons aren't a monolith. Exactly, not all demons. When I say pigs are tasty, I mean cops barbecue pigs. Okay, yeah, but I don't want that either. Ew. I don't want to like one day, like, you know, if you eat barbecued cops, what if you're just gonna randomly shoot black people? Like, I don't want to do that. No. Free housing demon, shiver me timber. Yeah, this chat is devolving really fast. You know what they say? What you are what you eat. Exactly. I don't wanna frigging become like a cop, you know. Pig barbecue with a hint of pepper spray. No. Comes pre-season. Okay, it's 4 hours. All right, let's end this before we get banned. All right, bye, imps. Later, motherfuckers. Goodbye. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who love me. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye, everybody. All right, bye, guys. For real. See ya. What'd she call me? What?